Yo, tonight on some extra sauce, we got, of course, Chicago Bears. We've got food and drink. We've got Doomsday Preppers. We've got 3 Eye Atlas update. And we have a special guest tonight, man. We got a bunch of stuff. And Kez has a little segment at the end. So I'm just telling you right now, strap in right now. It's going to be a great show, you all. But let's get this thing cracking. Yo, no maniacs. Welcome into another episode of some extra sauce, man. Well, I do my job and we do our jobs to give you guys extra sauce. And already, as soon as I walked in here, I see another new member. Bears Capo 23 became a new member. So shout out to Bears Capo and thank you so much, bro, for your support. We appreciate you, man. But there is a lot of content to get through. I think the Bears part of it, for once, is this. It's kind of like the smallest part, but it's a lot to talk about there too. But there's a lot of content to get to. But before we go any further, man, we got a guy that has been a supporter of myself and this channel and what we do on this show for a while now, man. And he got in contact with me, I think through I think he was in the chat last week. And then he emailed me. He let me know that he loved what we do. He appreciates the content and he wanted to be a part of it. So you know how we go over here, man. If we got people that support us and fans of the show, we want to put them on and give them a chance to let it be known who they are, man. So without further ado, let me welcome you all. Meet you guys. Make sure you welcome. Give them a warm welcome. Terrence Williams to the show. Oops. There we go right there.
Hey, what's up, brothers?
How you doing, man? Good to have you on.
Man, it's good to be on top of the ground, not in the ground, brothers.
Hey, man, that's true.
Oh, man. Well, it's Wednesday night. It's time for some extra sauce. I'm sorry we were a couple minutes late, but trying to put some, couple extra herbs and spices in that extra sauce as per normal. That being said, big shout outs to those of you who are in the chat, ready to rock and roll. We got a couple things to discuss as far as the world goes and as far as football goes, very, very specifically. So giving a little bit of love to those folks. We started out with Bears Capo 23, who is a brand new Super No Maniac. You should be as well. By all means, we'll get to how you can be down the road, as well as how you can figure out how to be a no maniac. Like, share, and subscribe. Give us a little bit of love in the comment section, and as always in the chat. Big ups to my guy Liberty's Outlook. Shout out to you, sir. He's also a Super No Maniac. Big ups to my guy, the good Mr. Mayhem, as well as Dobbsy34. The Lord Crimson has just jumped into the chat, and the chat will continue to get bumping and swell as we rock and roll tonight. As far as I'm concerned, things are good. The world is good. Bears won, so I think I think it's been an awesome week for everybody. But we'll find out how Triple R's week was. Trip, how things?
Big up to everybody. Welcome one and all. And first of all, I got to give a shout out to Chef Trips. We were together earlier today to finally do some recording, but I want to show you why your boy might have the itis in a minute. Uh-oh. So we made this earlier. You see that right there?
Holy shit.
Ooh-wee.
You're making me hungry.
What's that? Pot pie?
Yeah, see, I had my brother smoked the chicken, not the TV, but he smoked the chicken. And then I put that in the pot with some mushrooms, a can of corn, some mixed vegetables, diced up potato. And then instead of pie crust, I had to use biscuits, because I was out of pie crust, so improvise. Oh, so, I made a couple of these, and they're quite delicious. And so, yeah. Your boy's feeling good, belly's full, laying back. It's a beautiful week. Bears won. Packers lost. We got conspiracies, we got prepping, we got space stuff. So it's extra sauce, and I'm ready for it. But I'm just sitting back in the chair and chilling. But I'm with you.
Hey, so how's Trip Kundo doing lately?
footwork. He got to work on his actual delivery of those strikes. But yeah, it's a thing, and it's something that everybody should know. I know a lot of you all are like, yeah, I got to poo, and it's like, cool. What happens if you don't have it, or it jams, or you're out of ammo? You got to know how to whoop some ass. And so Coach Tripping and Trip Kundo are all about that. So it's a thing, and yeah, kicking ass, that's their middle name.
Hey man, you can't give your own self a black belt. You know, somebody else has to give that to you. You know that, right?
Hey, you take that up with those two. I ain't in it.
All right, man. How you doing, Tim? Hey, let's just go like this, man, because it's gonna be we got a lot of content to get to y'all. I'm kind of thrown off. Kids got me off my rocker a little bit at the last second, but we ain't gonna tell y'all about that. But I'm gonna find myself right on back in the groove as we start getting human, man. Let's start with you, kids, man. How's your week, man? What's been going on in your life,
Whole lot of nothing. Things are status quo, as they say. Status quo. Nothing major. Just trying to figure out. Just trying to figure out some specifics over the course of the next few weeks with regards to my boy, whether he's coming back home here for a little while and how that's
new members. Well, one new member. They just have to give him a shout out real quick. I'm sorry, kids.
Patrick. Oh no, big ups to Patrick Higgins, man. Mad love to Patrick. Thanks for joining up, man. We appreciate that for sure. Looks like he did it twice. I ain't complaining.
I love it. I love him for it. Thank you, Patrick. Thank you so much.
That's brilliant. Thanks for supporting the show, man. We appreciate that tenfold. But yeah, man, my life been pretty slow and boring. You know, we're getting towards the end of the year. I'm glad I crushed a big deal towards the end of the month. So that's going to work out very well for this month, as well as rolling into Christmas. So I'm good, man. Things are, I said it's status quo. It's probably a fair amount above status quo for two reasons. A, there's some money coming in the door. B, Bears keep winning football games. So there's that.
Well, what is that? Out of the basement and tied for what is that? First place in the division?
Okay. So it's a question.
We're talking about personal stuff. We're gonna get into the Bears just fine. Don't worry about it.
He's asking. I'm just saying it's a question.
We'll get there. How's the family, man? How's our son doing in college, man? How's the daughter? How's everything going?
Me on my side, like I said, my kid's all right, man. My son, we'll see how he's doing if and when he comes back. But just trying to keep things straight, man. I'm good, man. Just a regular week, but an awesome week because again, Bears win.
How about you, Trish, man? About that smoked chicken, man. I got something related to that here in a minute, but
yeah, it's delicious. Put a chicken in the smoker, you're done. Throw a little seasonings on it, but that smokiness flavor permeates throughout the bird, so it's that extra layer of just flavor within the pot pie itself. A lot of recipes call for just cooking the chicken in the pie, and that just doesn't give it those levels of flavor like that. So it's a good thing. Everything else is chill, and just you
know what kind of wood he smoked it with?
Wood. I'm not sure what kind of wood. Was it hickory? Was it oak? Was it mesquite? Was it apple? I'm not exactly sure because the taste is smoky, like maybe a hickory. But there's all your veggies up in there, your potato, and then with it's just a little different on pot pies because normally you got your pie crust, but with biscuits, they have some recipes where you just flatten out a biscuit, put some pie filling within the biscuit size thing, then top it off so you have the handheld pot pies. Mm-hmm. But Chef Trips, he don't do small.
Obviously, that's a big ass pie, man. I'm just saying.
And that's the first one. There's another one in there untouched.
Oh Lord, oh boy, you gonna be a mess, boy. I wouldn't want to be in your house. How about you, man? How's life been, Terrence? Man, tell me all about it. Tell us.
Man, life is well, man. I'm just trying to take one day at a time, man. Call and check on family and see how everybody else doing. I learned that it ain't always about you. Just check out and see how everybody else doing. Don't always include yourself last. Always check on the family and stuff. Other than that, I'm doing just fine, man. Just love to be on top of the ground, not in the ground, man.
That's good to hear and good to know, and it is right. It is better to be above the earth. And I'll tell you a quick little story I just had to do yesterday. It just jumped on my radar. Mom's called me, and I was in the middle of doing all this stuff, getting ready for the show, and she was just like, "Hey, somebody been over here dumping in my roll off." She's got a big roll off dumpster over at her house. Let me get Terrence off the screen for a minute. She's got a roll off dumpster at her house, because she's gutting the house and replacing everything in it. And, big roll offs out there. So she calls me talking about, "Hey, somebody been over here throwing stuff." She told me it was a couch in there. So it was like a love seat or something in there. And so I was just, all right, I'll come over there. She's, "I'm going to come over there with you and help you." I'm like, "Nah, Ma, you stay where you at, because bad hip, nah, you ain't, nah." So I'm trying to talk her out of it. She talks me into letting her come over there, but I still wouldn't let her. I get over there, and it's a whole living room set in there. I mean, like an old school China cabinet type of material stuff in the big, heavy, just heavy, dead weight. So I had to get all of that stuff out of there. I mean, all of it too. It was like 4 or 5 pieces, big, huge pieces. You know what those are like, man. Those big oak, heavy, old grandma, granddad in their house, kind of, China cabinets and shit like that, man. It was heavy, bro. I mean, extremely heavy. And I was over there like, oh my God, my mom done got me again. She told me it was just a couch. It was a couch and like 5 more big, huge ass heavy pieces that I had to do by myself. By myself, bro.
Fun times for you, huh? Fun times. I bet you enjoyed yourself.
Man, dude. You
like work like that, though, man. You do.
Not in the winter.
Now you said it. All right.
Fingers froze.
I got you right there.
Fingers froze, feet froze. It's slippery out there because it snowed. So I'm trying to keep her away from the situation, keeping her away from the action, and trying to take care of the business by myself. And I'm straining, bro. I'm straining. But I got to do it on my own, because it's like the people that are about to come pick up the roll off, they see all that stuff in there. They're gonna tax it. Those things cost you like $900, $1,000, just for a handful of like a week. And then if they will tax you. I don't know about in Canada, but around here, Trips will probably be able to attest to this. When somebody gets a dumpster, like a roll-off dumpster, everybody, once it hits nightfall, or early in the morning, once it hits nightfall, everybody in the neighborhood is going to try to see an opportunity to get rid of some shit in their house and come dropping shit off, dumping. You know what I mean?
It is a big ass dumpster.
It's a dumpster. It's out there. You might as well use it. Like, yeah, I'm with you. I don't. It's funny you say all that, because I don't see that. I just don't see. Nobody grabs a roll off for their own purposes. You know what I mean? Like, at least I don't see that out here very, very frequently. What they do is they have these things you can get from a storage company called pods or cubes, and they'll dump off like a very specific one, and it's there for a short amount of time. Then you fill it up, they come pick it up, and off it goes. If it's garbage, it's garbage. They'll take it to the dumpster. If it's good stuff, they will store it for it. And that's about the closest you see. But if you happen to have one of them dumpsters out back of your establishment, all bets are off.
Back, in front, over to the side, it don't matter.
You know what I'm saying? All bets are off. The only reason I'm saying out back is because like it's easier to sneak around back and do whatever you need to do. Get rid of whatever you need to get rid of without the general public eye seeing you.
You wait till the sun go down 2 a.m. Just like, let me go ahead and take this garbage out. Why they got this big ass dumpster? Because I ain't paying nobody to take it away. I ain't hauling it away. But look at that big ass garbage can over there. They got plenty of room. Plenty of room.
They've done that on her empty lots. Grandmother's empty lots. I've had to clear them out, man. That's an ongoing, like once a year, at least once or twice a year, somebody go drop a whole house full of shit in either a dumpster or one of those empty lots that we own. And so it's
my wife's friend. She got an apartment, and ain't far. It's like 5 minutes from here, man. If somehow I miss garbage day, you know where I'm going. Rolling right up to the apartment, man. Just make a little pit stop, and off I go, man. Dump my stuff right over there.
You're a shitty citizen, man. I'm just gonna tell you that.
Hey,
right?
man, I am. I don't. That's fine. I am a shitty citizen.
I'm gonna speak on behalf of all those Canadian citizens that is not the Canuck family.
You should see some of the others. Like, you have no idea how shitty I am. This is low. this is low level shitty. I will let you know, man. You should, man. This just got me thinking about one of the funniest stories of all time. I think I'll layer this one on before we get to football. So, I'm at the grocery store. This is why I'm living on the Quebec side, and at this particular grocery chain, the store is huge, but so big that they actually have a gym on the top, and the gym is for the most part almost always a female gym, just dedicated to women, and women go and they do their thing, and you go grocery shop, and everybody gets their groceries, and that's just how it's set up. In any event, I'm doing my groceries, and at this time, my kids are, like, my son's in diapers, and my daughter's maybe 3 to 4 years old. So my daughter's with the wife. I'm rolling around with my son in the grocery store. We're grabbing all our stuff, and as I'm grabbing my stuff, I just catch a whiff. Whoo, boy! Damn, son. I mean, you dropped a deuce. I gotta go take care of this. Bring you back home, man, so we can change you up. So he's funking. He's in the cart. So I come outside with a full thing of groceries, and I put the cart behind my little hatchback at the time, and I'm loading groceries into the vehicle. And as I'm loading groceries into the vehicle, I'm backed into this parking spot. There's a parking spot on the other side of me, and here comes this lady. And as the lady's coming in, yes, sir. So as the lady's coming in to park, I'm like, hold on a second, just give me a second. I got like 2 more items to put in, and I'll be out of your way, because I got my son in the cart in between the lady and her car, like the lady's car and my car. That's just where the cart is. So instead of waiting for a second, this lady kicks the gas. I'm like, yo! So she kicks the gas, jumps up, and like bumps the cart. So I lose my shit. She comes out the car. I was like, are you cussing up and down? You could have hurt my kid. You're crazy. What the hell's wrong with you? You couldn't wait 1 sec. I'm cussing this lady up and down. And as I'm cussing her up and down, like, she gives 0 F's, y'all. She's like, yeah, you know what? I'm grab my gym bag. I'm on a damn gym. I need to get my workout on. Like, she gives
no English, MFer.
You know what I'm saying? She does not care at all. She's gone. So she's walking away, gone up the stairs, doing her thing. I'm so mad in this moment that, again, I catch this whiff of funk. I'm like, you know what? I know exactly what to do in this scenario.
Yeah.
So I jump in my whip. My house is luckily maybe 2 minutes down the road from the grocery store. Jump in my whip, get to the house, change my son, tell the wife this story. She's like, I'm like, yeah, we going back to the grocery store. She's like, what are you gonna do? It's like, don't you worry. And as I say it, I raise up this nasty diaper, y'all. It's hella full. So I go back to this lady's car, and I just wipe that windshield, wipe her handles. I wipe this car down, bro. I left that dookie soiled diaper right on the windshield, and off I went, jumped back in my car. But before I left, I had to kind of wait to see, the look on her face. It was. You
gotta enjoy it.
You know what I mean? I had to get it. I had to take it all in. So I was got a little bit of distance, sent the wife off, and kind of copped a squat and just waited for her to come back. And it was a thing of beauty, man. One of the most beautiful things.
Yeah, that's a damn
Sweet revenge, brother. Sweet
well,
revenge.
no, I got one for you, kids. You know,
that's the true definition of petty white, man.
Oh man, hey man, we're talking about you could have killed my child.
Yeah,
petty, fuck petty. You know what I'm saying?
That's
like that's payback. Payback's a bitch, and it's a stinky one too, man. You know
I had not an altercation, but like a confrontation with a dude over a parking spot. So like, go ahead and take the spot, homie. It's cool. So it was wintertime, but it was below freezing, but I took the opportunity to walk over to his car once he was in the store, and I peed on his door handle and his door lock.
Oh Lord!
So it froze up.
Oh Lord!
And then I just kept it moving.
Triple R.
That is terrible, man. I don't do shit like that ever.
But I could imagine him. I didn't wait to watch, but he had to scrape off my urine to get his key in there. Yeah.
See, funny. My boy did something like that too, man. He was at boarding, my boy got booted out of boarding school for it. Like first he got booted out of high school on some dumb business, and his parents were like, his parents had a couple of bucks. So like, you know what, we're gonna send you to boarding school, at least this way or not around all these miscreants. Anyways, so they sent him off to boarding school thinking he'd be in a better situation. But absolutely not. He was in a terrible situation there, and he was just dragging the rest of the population down to his level of miscreancy. In the end, on some revenge business, he got locked out. Like they're like throwing a jam, and they like locked him out personally out of the jam. And he's like, "Oh yeah, all right, y'all. Like, I'll show you." And he did basically the exact same thing that Triple R saying. And so he whipped it out, started draining
all right.
Draining the weasel on a doorknob.
I heard enough of that. All you awful motherfuckers, awful people of the world, awful people on this damn show, you pitiful people.
The best part of the story, bro. The best part of the story is they opened the door while he was doing it.
This will make you feel a little better. How about some mojito, man?
This might make me have to pee though. I'm just saying. Just considering the conversations we're having. I'm just teasing you, man. I'm just teasing. Ingredients: fresh mint, sugar, rum, lime, club soda. You can do without the sugar. Sugar's not that important. Yeah. I usually the ones that I have are usually sugar free. I'd rather give you my but yeah, they're usually sugar free, man. That'll
get you drunk on it.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. That's all that matters. That's all that's important. Little fresh mint. Sugar's usually like a sprinkle on the top, but I don't business. It's a good drink.
Knock you on your butt.
It's you know what, man? I've never had a mojito.
No, it's just fresh.
I've been in places serving them like people just swearing by them. I just never had. I don't like mint too much unless it's actual mint.
It's fresh. It's a fresh. It tastes fresh. You know
very refreshing because of the mint.
Yeah.
It's like drinking a piece of mint gum spiked.
Really?
Yeah, that's a really good description.
That's a hell of a way to describe it.
Sneak on you, drink. It'll sneak up on you.
It will sneak up on you. You think you're kind of just drinking this fresh, minty thing, and it doesn't have a lot of kick because, like, look at how tall that is. You probably got a shot of rum in there or a shot of vodka, depending on what you're doing or how the bartender's mixing it. I've had it with tequila as well, but usually like a little shot, tall glass, a lot of lime, a lot of mint, and it's just all right. This is refreshing. And next thing you know, you're feeling it. A couple of those,
feeling good.
Paul,
because you could have a like 2 or 3 of these.
Hold on, the guy just subscribed.
A lot different than, let's say, you had 2 or 3 Long Islands.
All right, y'all read the room, man. Somebody just subscribed, man. So thank you, Skull. We appreciate you a whole hell of a lot. Carry on, Trips.
Skull State of Mind. We don't time out. You a Vikings fan? You subscribe? That's big things, dog. You a Vikings guy?
Cool, man. Because if I watch some of their content, no matter who it is, I'll subscribe to their channel. I think that's just That's just
I'm
the
not
right thing
saying
to do.
I'm not saying there's anything wrong with being a Vikings fan. I know plenty of Vikings fans. I'm just saying
This is
you would be
support.
the first Vikings fan that's subscribed, and that's dope. I wanted to call that out. That's awesome.
It's about being respectful. People are trying to get their content out there. If I watch your content, I'm nice enough to wipe my feet at the door and hit the subscribe button. I'm gonna do that. I don't care who you are. If I'm gonna enjoy your content, I'm gonna hit the subscribe button.
Love it.
Appreciate you, Skull.
I'll even give you a skull, man. Skull. There you go. You got a skull from me.
But Mojito, man, I remember I've been with a few Latino women in my day, you know what I mean? And one of them in particular used to always make mojitos, and she used to get mad at me because I never drank them. And I'm just like, man, I'm gonna get me a damn beer, man. She's just like, why won't you try my stuff? You act like I was like, look, I don't like mint that much. She said the mint ain't like overwhelming.
It's not.
Yeah, it's not. You know, you could even use a little cream demist if you don't want to use the fresh stuff.
Yeah, it's just fresh, just fresh.
Do we really need all that in the glass, though? Do we really need all that in the glass, though?
It's just for like it's a woman's, like, real talk. It's a woman's drink. Like it is. It's a woman's drink. I have to say it, but and that's why they pretty it up like that. But at the end of the day, if you pull all that stuff out, it's going to taste the same. So usually that's how it's served to me. It just doesn't have all that extra, all that extra green flowery.
All that extra mint.
It's absolutely beautiful looking.
You're lucky if you get one or two of those sprigs.
Most of the time, that's about all you're getting is a sprig or two and a straw. Like you might get a lime slice on the corner. That's about all you're really getting, man. They did it up big for the purposes of selling the drink right here. But outside of that, that's just that's just how she goes, man. I think you would really like it. There's like when I saw it too, I sort of had the same reaction. I was like, nah, I don't want none of that. I'm not a big like mint guy. I was telling y'all the other day, like, stay away from me with that mint chocolate. Mint mixed with other things is just wrong. If you're gonna give me some mint, I'll take the mint. You know what I mean? Like, but this is just fresh. It is a fresh tasting drink, man. And my guy Paul hit it up, man, with my drink. Like, that's my drink right there, man.
I'm gonna do that. Do that soon, but I just want to say, man, I'm gonna try it, man, one of these days. But my girl,
can you do it with orange?
Is it good with an orange?
Yeah.
I wouldn't do it with an orange. I wouldn't do it. Orange would be it would take away from just the freshness of the drink. Like it's not, just a little sour. Like just a little bit sour from the lime or lemon, but it's just fresh. Tastes.
Hey kid, she used to go off on me, man. She's just like, you really ain't gonna try. I said, I want a goddamn Corona. Can I have a Corona?
Shit. You see, Nomad will look at these and be like, hell no.
Me too. Yeah, man. Like,
man. Junior mints, they're so good.
I ain't had that in a long time. What's up with junior mints?
Yeah, they delicious.
They're delicious, he says. That's the best quote. That's
all right. Any last thought? This is a sexy looking drink. It's beautiful. I've seen people getting mojitos when I'm on islands and shit, and I'm just sometimes I look at these drinks like it's gonna take me too many of these to get where I want to go.
Like, Minister Charles is killing it though, like, because he's saying it's not like drinking a peppermint patty, and he's right. It's not like that. It's just freshness.
Yeah, and it's like just minty ice cream. It's just a freshness, but it's not overpowering.
Not at all. I'm saying, you would actually enjoy this drink. I'm sure you would. It is just a fresh, it's just a refreshing drink, man. It really is. I didn't want, you know what I mean? I was kind of taken aback by it as well. But when I finally had one, I was like, wow, okay, I can hang with this. This is just, give me another one of these. You know what I'm saying? That's kind of how it went. Give me another one of these. This is just a fresh drink on a hot day. It's nice.
I'm gonna give it a crack, man. I want to probably try this with some crushed ice, man. I'll probably ask for some crushed ice with this. I like crushed ice anyway. I prefer that.
It would work out very well with crushed ice. It would.
This looks good for like slushy too, man. Just the thought of it, for real. Yeah. But let's get to something else. Let's get to some food stuff.
Like a drink you give a woman, you're gonna get lucky.
Well, that's a good way of putting it, Terrence. Right? Like if you're with a woman and she's ordering the mojito, definitely have the mojito with you. Like you screwed the whole thing up, man. See you? No, man. You turn it into an argument.
Hey, man. I mean, it's just one of them things. You know, you got a thing for certain stuff that you don't like to really care for the taste of. Like I like a mint, but I don't like a mint in my drink. And so that's just a mind thing. It's just a mind thing, man. I'll try.
I'm with you, man.
I'll try.
Like even mint tea and me is like, and that's okay. Like, no thanks. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's all right. But it kind of works, man. It's a really, it's a missed opportunity. Really fresh drink to drink.
Hey, you shut your mouth, Minister Charles. I have
snap. That's hilarious.
That's true, though, man.
At least you admitted to it at the end. I'm straight on drinking steamer.
All right. Have you guys ever heard of this?
I've heard of super chicken.
Never heard of a drunk chicken?
Yeah.
Yeah, I heard of it.
Talking about a
beer can chicken is what they call it.
Yeah, I don't cotton to. I understand that the heat is supposedly disinfecting the aluminum can and all that. But when you stick that can up that bird's ass, you're gonna have that aluminum residue.
Come on, man.
Well, that's where it is.
Come on, man. Do you have to be so graphic? It's YouTube.
That's where it is.
Gee.
So I mean, I just don't like when the paint on the can and the toxic stuff on there, and I just I want something more natural to stick up there and hold it.
Listen, I'll just tell you from experience. I have done several of these for people. Last time I did it was a Super Bowl party when I was still in Atlanta. Did a whole bunch of these. Let me tell you something. This is one of the most underrated ways to smoke chicken. It's basically so my little trick to it is where I give it extra flavor. It's I will season up some beer and leave it cold, season it up, and inject the chicken. You take that, you probably have to pour off like about a quarter amount of that beer, and then you sit that chicken on it and you just let it cook. You put whatever rub, whatever season you like on it. There's no one way to do that. Mm-hmm. It's about the beer is going to be the beer. I don't give a shit what beer you get. You can get the cheapest beer in the grocery store, whatever. You can get the most expensive.
It'll be falling off the bone on it.
Man,
yeah, as it heats up, the liquid, the beer keeps it moist. You know, so I get what it does, and it's not like if you have a drinking issue, you're not going to taste alcohol, or it's not going to, taint the chicken.
What about the
alcohol?
Yeast? What about the yeast from the beer? Do you get that?
It's just
flavor?
fumes. It's just fumes, man.
Okay.
Everything you like about having a beer or something and eating barbecue, you'll love about this. I mean, the flavor is outstanding. You just remember, my suggestion to anybody that might want to try this is use the injection method under the breastplate in the thigh and leg area. Make sure you inject that thing up really good with some seasoned beer or seasoned. I did it one time like that. I did it one time with some seasoned butter, and it was very, very good. So it's just different ways you want to do this. But the key to it is it's something about that the whatever is that beer is made with definitely comes through in smoked chicken really good, man.
So boiling kills the yeast. Okay, so Patrick, yeah, yeast, and like Crimson knows exactly what I'm talking about. I don't. So I'm
Can
sure
you deep fry it?
The chicken with the can. How?
No, not with the can.
And that's what I'm saying.
What do you mean?
So check it out. So if
can you shoot the beer inside the
inject it, and you mean straight
and then deep fry it?
You can you can put that beer all. I got other beer I'm pouring on the thing while it's cooking. It's the beer. You won't really know if you taste the beer. It's really good, man. I'm telling you, try this, man. Try this, bro.
But if you do have opposition to beer, You can substitute like an apple or an onion because those are very wet, juicy, and
Mhm.
as they smoke, that moisture will, obviously evaporate, but it goes into the bird.
That's very slick. I like that as an idea. I'll have to test that out. I haven't done this. I haven't done this because it has everything to do with steak for me. So I've definitely tried to do the whole beer marinade. Right. I've done it a few times. After a while, I was like, I hate this. This is not for me because of the flavor. The yeast flavor comes through, and I don't. It makes me mad. So what I've learned to do is I actually use spice rum. I use Appleton spice rum.
Mhm.
Spice up the rum itself as the marinade.
Mm-hmm.
Soak it, and then I go off and I do my steak, and it's got
Actually,
mad
some
flavor.
Captain Morgan in that scenario you talking about might not be bad.
Yeah, like you can use Captain Morgan spice rum, whatever spice rum you want. I suggest again a dark spiced rum. It carries a lot of flavor, so you could probably do the same thing here with drunken chicken and get real drunk off it with some rum.
Shit, you could
So,
turn that drunk into some sweet and
no,
sour
man.
or
So
pineapple
man,
slice.
how you
I
did
pay
that
for
with how you did that with hens?
No, not a Cornish hen. No,
One you could though, I think. No, or is it too small?
Cornish hens are too small. You have to get it like a
Small.
mini beer or
Well, a
something.
little can of beer.
Like
Yeah,
the
like
mini, those little mini beers. Yeah, you can probably pull it off.
Yeah. Okay. All right.
Or it's like you get one of those little uh cans that are very skinny and very small, and then you drink the liquid out of there and then fill that with beer and then put it up there.
Mm.
What
I'm
about
talking-
a duck?
This drunk chicken. To me, my best drunk chicken was the drunk chicken injected with butter, seasoned butter, and
Mhm.
with a jerk rub on it.
Mm. Sounds
Now,
good.
Yeah,
I've
I mean,
done
now,
it
if you
some
want to,
time.
now if you really want to get jiggy with it, when you inject that butter, before you do that, you put you a couple heads of garlic in the oven for like 45 minutes to an hour, and then make it nice and soft. And then you squeeze it and mix it up in that butter, and then inject it into your bird.
Okay.
Garlic, you can get some garlic butter.
Well, yeah, that is garlic butter. You're just making it.
Mhm.
So, most people don't want to take those extra steps. Trip.
Y'all ready for Thanksgiving, ain't y'all?
Every day.
This is just something I wanted to throw at you guys. Something that I've done several times. My girlfriend likes I think she likes apple rub on this one, and more than the jerk. I like the jerk. She likes the apple rub.
You spray that with some apple crown now.
That might have been a good thought if I'd have thought about it, but I did not.
Well, yeah, there's more time. Some apple crown, some
apple
peach
crown.
crown.
As a matter of fact. I like
And then
that.
you be drinking and spraying and drinking and spraying and drinking and drinking and drinking, and then maybe some spraying and then some more drinking. It'll be a beautiful experience.
Also, too, one other little nugget to this recipe is, and there's no real recipe. You just put whatever rub. And my advice to you is get an injector and put whatever flavor you want inside that bird, and don't feel like you only have to do that once or twice. You can do that as the bird cooks. But something about the beer and the ingredients of the beer really does tenderize the dog crap out of that chicken. So, like kids, if it's just you and your lady, one or two of these birds will do for you and her for a couple of days. I crack one of them bad boys in half, and me and my girl just go to town on one of them.
Mm.
So that's drunk chicken,
What's
man.
your size?
What'd you say, Terrence?
What's your size?
Really, whatever. I like green beans. I'm a keto diet person, Terrence. So I don't really do a lot of rice and potatoes and stuff like that, and just starches and stuff like that. I don't do a whole lot of that. Every now and again, depending on how well I worked out that week, I can get away with it on a cheat day.
I'll just do a salad.
Mac and cheese, baby.
Patrick Higgins says, y'all got to try Fiesta chicken rub. It's the best chicken rub I found. I'm going to write that down right now because I believe in what you just said. I'm always trying new stuff, Patrick. So I love new ideas. Fiesta, what do you say? Fiesta chicken rub?
That's what he said, sir.
Oh, that's some good chicken rub.
I'm gonna write that down.
And the bishop is talking about spicy bourbon chicken is good too. I haven't.
I had some good bourbon chicken.
I could see it being good too. Like, I'm not a bourbon guy. I don't like it, but I could see how it would be good in a cooking application. It would probably be delicious.
All right, I got
Nomad.
Yo,
you said you wanted to make that Fiesta rub, right? Or you wanted to get some Fiesta rub?
Get some, yeah.
All you need is some sea salt, smoked paprika, chili powder, black pepper, cumin, Mexican oregano,
I didn't know there was
pepper, garlic powder, onion powder, cayenne pepper, red pepper flakes, and you got it.
I got everything but the Mexican oregano.
I'm just gonna say I didn't know that there was Mexican oregano as opposed to like Italian oregano. I'm only used to like oregano, which I would assume is like Italian.
Hey, I'm just reading the recipe, but all of those rubs and those seasoning mixtures, you can just make yourself.
Yeah, you can. He's right.
I got some cool ass.
Yeah, there's the Italian going Mexican oregano. Like there you go. He's scratching his head too.
Hey, you learn something all the time, man. You learn something all the time. I don't know, Minister Charles. I don't know what's going on. We live on the show. I can't figure it out.
Let me look and keep talking.
Meantime, I got the question of all questions, you guys. I'm talking to you, Terrence. I'm talking to you, Trips. I'm talking to you, kids. And I'm talking to all you nomaniacs, super nomaniacs. This is the question of all questions when it comes to barbecue. And it's this. What ribs do you like? Do you like them wet or do you like them dry? Let us know in the chat. W or D?
Both.
Oh well.
What do you favor?
I prefer.
The girl on the bottom definitely favors them both. She don't care which one she eating. She gonna eat them.
Well, both are good, but it's just something about a caramelized sauce and a glaze that make you go,
Yeah.
And then it's like you got sauce over there. It's like, I know, don't worry about it. You know, and then
I got some ribs in the freezer now. I'm gonna do something with them. You just trying to make me take that rib I got in the freezer out.
Nah, this is something, man. You got to be on. You got to declare right here, man. I ain't having no goddamn. Nah, man. Y'all ain't finna be wishy-washy. I need some declaration right here, man. What are you, a wet guy or a dry guy when it comes to these ribs now?
But it depends. But it depends.
Look at that char on that glaze.
Wet.
I'm more of a wet guy. I'll be honest now. But if we're talking about beef ribs, I can do the dry thing. You know what I'm saying? If we're talking pork ribs, gotta be wet. Beef, I had some some amazing beef ribs that it was dry. But man, it depends who the cook is. You know what I'm saying? Like this chef chefed it up so that they were a nice, just medium rare. You know what I mean? They were like perfectly cooked beef ribs. It was like one of the finest steaks you could ever have. Closer to that than it was like traditional sticky ass barbecue. Like if you put barbecue sauce on those ribs, somebody like the chef should come out the restaurant and slap the shit out of you. Like straight up and down. I gotta put it that way. They were that bad. It was when I was out east. I bumped into a couple of New Yorkers at the trade conference I was at, and they're like, "Doc, I bet you get down with some ribs." And this is I should have done my New York accent for it, but like this New Yorker, he's from Jamaica, Queens. He was so about it. But we went down there and we killed off these ribs, man, these short ribs. Oh boy, so good, crazy. But yeah, that's my it depends.
Well, it's good. I mean, good ribs, you don't need sauce, but like if I'm doing dry, I gotta have like a puddle of ketchup, a puddle of steak sauce, puddle of barbecue sauce, maybe a puddle of honey mustard, and then I'll eat some ribs and I'll dunk them in each one of those puddles.
That's the real deal. And like I'll be completely honest here. If your ribs are so good that you don't need sauce, you know you're doing something right.
That's
Mhm.
me. That's me.
Right?
The last right.
Everybody likes barbecue sauce and all that, but if it's that good, and that's what these short ribs I have is like, oh hell no. I don't get the barbecue sauce off the table. I don't want none of that.
The last set I did was actually, no, I take that back. The last one I did for a lot of people was for Mother's Day. My mother was at my sister's house while she was recovering from her hip. And I told her, I said, y'all don't go nowhere. I'm just gonna come over there and do a whole heap of shit. And I did the wet ones over there. And I'm just telling you guys right now, man, dog, I can throw down on the grill, man. I made money doing it in Georgia, but I'm, Trips is the cooking person on here, so I don't really sit around and talk about that all the time. But I can get down on some barbecue, man. I can really, really, really get down. But to me, now I'm gonna tell you guys something. My girlfriend was watching me make this graphic, and I was just like, she didn't say shit. And I had to turn and ask her, I was like, which one do you prefer? And she was just like, oh, I like my peach rub. And she does like this peach rub smoking stuff that I do that once in a while. And it's Heath Riles. I don't know if you guys have ever heard of him, but Heath Riles has a great peach rub. I don't know if you guys have ever tried peach rub. You probably should. So I did this peach rub on some dry ribs, Heath Riles, on some pecan shells, some wood, and a few coals. Mixed them all up. Pecan shells, some wood, and some coals. And I'm telling you, it's one of the best dry rub barbecues I ever did for sure. I couldn't keep my girlfriend off of them, and she's real picky. So there's dry rub ingredients that. Now the thing about dry rub that kind of turns me off is because it takes so much seasoning, and some of that seasoning is a little harmful for you, man. So it's best not to just overdo it with the seasoning, man. So that's the only thing I don't like about dry rub, but I do love my wet ribs more.
Just a little clarification. As you know, you come to the Nomad Network, you come to at Keds Canuck, you come to Sports Chicago style because we give you the information. Mexican oregano is more citrusy with notes of licorice and lime, while regular oregano is peppery and more pungent.
Okay. Yeah, I never had that.
They sell it all over. It's pretty common. It looks like $3, for a little package of it. But it's a different flavor profile.
It is.
Obviously that, if we've never had it, it's like, I wonder what that tastes like. Because we've never had it.
Interesting. Yeah, I'll have to do that one of these days, man, because it's like, anyways.
I don't know that many people that's tried peach rub, but that's the name of it.
He's saying like cilantro?
No, man, how would you do your prime rib?
I don't like making prime rib.
What?
I don't like making.
You don't like cooking prime rib?
Well, he likes eating it, but not making it.
I didn't like the process. I don't like making brisket because I don't like the process. It's just too much. It's too labor intensive for me. I tried it once and I thought it was overrated. I didn't like it. There were so many different people that was eating it and so many different personalities that there's just like, oh man, you should have left it medium rare. You overcooked it or you didn't cook it enough. And I'm just like, man, shut the fuck up, man. It tastes good.
You've heard of Lowry's seasoned salt?
Yeah.
Well, the actual restaurant Lowry's prime rib is was one of the best prime rib places in the city, and just so meaty and rare and bloody. Then you had the sides of like the spinach or some kind of spinach, like cheesy spinach or au gratin spinach or something. Then it was like au gratin potatoes, and you ordered a la carte, but it was just so tender and rich and juicy. But it's very labor intensive to make, but if you go to a restaurant, somebody else makes it, sit down, enjoy it. You're gonna pay for it, but it's delicious.
It is the
what?
greatest thing ever.
Somebody just mentioned Diddy, man, and that's interesting that you did. This is the funniest shit I've seen in a while.
Diddy had 4 dicks.
Oh,
Oh no.
The irony and 50 Cent. Somebody gonna hurt 50, man, because this motherfucker, his trolling is ruthless. Read what it
he
says.
said
I'm
Diddy is
let me
right
read
at
this.
home at Fort Dix.
You look happy to me with all them handsome men around. Good morning, New York City.
They're like, come on to my cell. I got that liquor.
Man, dude, did you hear? I was like, the irony of that. I was like, it's good they sent him anywhere but there. They was just like, oh, that was just putting a pie in and sending him to Fort Dix.
That's what you call trolling.
Wow.
What? When I heard about that, I thought it was a joke or something running around on Twitter and TikTok.
Is he really at 4 dicks?
No, he's literally at Fort Dix, bro.
No way. He must have asked for that one. If I gotta go to jail.
But if you look at that, look at the teeth. It's like, what you so happy about?
Man, you grinning a little too much up in there, and he's in all kind of trouble drinking toilet water, wine, and shit, and all kind of bullshit going on up in there, running little rackets with the phone time and all kinds of bullshit, man. But oh my god, man, all the things you know about Diddy at this point, man, it's probably some weirdo shit going on up in there for real.
Yeah, he right at home.
Probably or definitely. Yeah.
But yeah, I'm glad you brought that up, Daddy Pork. I appreciate that because I almost forgot about that. But back to these ribs though, man. One last thing.
Ribs.
I do want to know, Kez, we're gonna start with you. If one edges your preference, which one would it be?
Real talk, I'm telling you what it is. It's dry. It's dry. Okay. If your dry ribs is real, I don't need no sauce.
All right.
Yeah, I agree with that. That dry ribs are very good as long as they're delicious, but I just prefer sauce. I like the sweetness. I like the tang. I like I like that char that's on the caramelized coating. I just enjoy the flavor of it.
It's funny, man, because I will spend time making a dope ass sauce and then not eat any of the sauce if the ribs are if the ribs are good or if the steak is good. I'm that kind of guy.
Hey, Bishop, go ahead, Bishop. The reason why I say labor intensive is because I'm a micromanager when it comes to the grill, man. When it comes to a big piece of meat like that, I got to make sure that thing is right. So I'm gonna be on top of that thing, back and forth, and I'm gonna douse that thing. I'm gonna do all kind of stuff to it to make sure it comes off the way I want it to, and it does come off with the flavor. But I don't look forward to doing it. I probably won't do it again. I just like me a nice cut of ribeye, and I'm good, man. Me and my girl is happy.
You know what? I'm right.
The ribeye is oh my god! If it's nice and pink on the inside and got some char on the outside, holla at me.
Yeah.
So he's more of a wet. I got one dry, I got one wet. What say you, Mr. Williams?
Dry.
Oh, we got 2 to 1.
I do dry.
You got 2 to 1.
I do dry. You got that season that fall off the bone. You don't need no sauce.
Yeah, I've had some good ones, man. I tell you what, when it comes to beef ribs, I'm gonna go run and holler at my boy from out in Austin, man, from Texas. I know my homeboy. They know how to do dry rub ribs the right way. I've never had Texas barbecue because I never went over to the.
Man, that's right, man. Now I'm in Texas now.
Yeah, I never went over there. Southwest came to me in Atlanta, and I met somebody, man, and he brought me over there for some real Southwest barbecue, man, and it's special. It's a black man with a Latino woman, so just imagine all the different flavors that's gonna come into that, man. She's involved too. So she's gonna make sure she put that Tex-Mex thing.
That's that Tex-Mex. Yeah, man.
And oregano.
That's that Tex-Mex.
Let's see. Bishop is saying he uses butcher paper in his process to allow the smoke to penetrate and help with the tenderness without overcooking. Let it go low and slow for 250 for 15 hours. I was never a butcher paper kind of guy, and instead of 250, drop that down to 2.25 and let it go for about 18 hours.
Damn, y'all crazy. I'm trying to eat. You know what I'm
Well,
saying?
you will in 18 hours.
That's what I'm saying. I got to work on this food yesterday.
Well, no, but this is something like low
diligent.
and slow. You put it in the smoker, and the most you'll do, well, not if you got using the butcher paper, but you'll every few hours just get you a spray bottle and spritz it with whatever liquid you're using to keep it nice and moist, and then just let it go.
I'm just saying, man. I real talk. I'm a sucker for some prime rib. So if that's how you got to do it the right way. Because like I've tried to do it on the barbecue. It is not something you can do effectively.
Yeah, it is.
Barbecue.
You just gotta know how to line up the charcoal. Did you try to snake it?
No, I didn't. It wasn't a charcoal grill. It was a gas grill.
Well, I'm talking about a gas grill. I don't know nothing about no gas. I'm a charcoal wood kind of fella, but like a charcoal just grill. If you line the briquettes around the outside of the grill and then light one and just kind of let it burn around, that'll be your slow and low temperature. You just got to keep the lid closed to retain the heat.
I gotta give y'all a quick little tip. Something I learned from my Austin homeboy. And I never really used the wood because, you know, at first I was just like, I tried to use this wood before, but it was kind of strong tasting.
I try to use my wood as often as I can.
Oh boy, here we go. Well, we are on extra sauce, but listen, I'm telling you, when you want to use that peach rub, Bishop, the best wood to get, and you over there, you live in Texas, is mesquite wood.
Mesquite.
It's a very very strong woody flavor. Wood and peach rub is the best combination ever.
I like to rub the peach too. Y'all just opening. You're just leaving these wide open for me. Like this is too easy. What are we doing here today?
Going from Diddy conversation and leaving your peach open.
Snap! I'm sorry. I had to. You left the door wide open.
Well, you don't learn shit.
Like Diddy's peach.
You know you don't learn shit because you ain't gonna cook shit. You lazy motherfucker.
Snap!
All right, let's get this down, man. But that's my suggestion: get you some peach rub, but use mesquite wood, and especially if you're gonna do beef. If you're gonna do beef ribs, that is the best thing smoking. Mesquite wood is very underrated. I wouldn't use it on anything but beef, but mesquite wood is a very strong flavor. Just telling you right now, but it goes well with the peach rub.
And if you do use charcoal for your smoking, you still can put, wood. You want to dampen it up a little bit, moisten it so that it's wet, and then put that on the charcoal. And as it dries out, it'll smoke. The wood will until it, is dry, and then it'll burn. But you'll get that flavor in addition to the charcoal.
Yeah, Keith, you got to use pimento, bro. You kind of.
I've never seen pimento wood other than Jamaica. I've never seen it.
Say what now?
I've never seen pimento wood other than Jamaica.
You can find it out there. It's out there.
I'm sure it is. I just never seen it.
I would put the pimento in the jerks, like whatever jerk if you're doing a jerk rub, you'd have to use the wood. If you're doing a jerk sauce, you can put the pimento in the sauce. That's usually what I would do.
So you got to order that online.
Okay, I'm gonna get some too next time I do some jerk chicken. I know you can grab that shit online.
Crimson's with me. All right.
All right. Let's get to. Go ahead, kids.
No, you go, man. You go.
No, y'all got anything else to say about barbecue? Go for it. Right now is the time.
No.
It's delicious.
I'm a barbecue person. Love it.
You'll make me ready to take my grill out.
Get you some white bread, some French fries, some barbecue sauce to put on the fries and the bread if you don't put it on the meat.
See, that's another
Some
thing.
coleslaw, baked beans.
You ever like I got a picky girlfriend. She like 1 minute she's okay with me slathering the ribs with some sauce after I finish them, and the other time she wants to put her own because I make my own barbecue sauce, and sometimes she just wants to put it on. She's picky like that. Yeah, you run into that woman that just like, okay, I don't want my ribs saucy. I want to put my own sauce on the ribs. You got people like that. So when you serve food like I had to sell food. You run into people like that every freaking time you sell. I don't want no sauce on mine. Okay, I want all the sauce on mine. Like, okay, just let me know. And I'll do
So
what
you have a lot of dry rub made, huh?
Huh?
You make sure you have a lot of dry rub made.
I don't do too much dry rub, bro. When I was selling, I did no dry rub.
You did sauce.
Yeah, it's all sauce.
Yeah. I'm more of a sauce guy too, man.
What up, Commish?
Shout out to the commission who busted up in this piece. All right. It's time. It's about time. We've been in here for an hour. It's about time for some Bears conversation, wouldn't you say?
I would agree with that.
All right. So first thing right off the top is this. We lost him. We lost him. I was upset about it because I was really looking forward to this. I thought we had a chance, but I realized, and I think I said it the last time we were live, I said the Steelers is one of the teams to really look out for because they are hamstrung in the secondary. If there's a team out there that had more health problems than we did in the secondary, it was Pittsburgh. He's definitely going to get on the field pretty damn quick. I don't know about this week. We'll see, but that I was upset about this, man, because I was just like,
I don't know. I don't know, no man, because he's on to the practice squad. So evidently, the Bears must have seen something they didn't see. He's real ready to play. If he released from the doctors, he should be able to be on the field this week.
And there you have it, Terrence. Thanks for coming through, brother. I think that's a great point. And we also have to say he went through four other teams? There's a bunch of teams that looked at him, maybe five, right? Like a bunch of teams have seen this young man before he got to Chicago. And the question at hand should be, why didn't those guys pick you? Right? Why didn't you go with any of those guys? So it's one of two things to me. If it was a situation where he fell to the Steelers and the Steelers opted to select him, but put him on the practice squad, that's one thing. It may also be the opposite. It may be that all of those teams passed on him for a reason.
Right. Well, then also, if he's on the practice squad, that doesn't mean that he won't be elevated for the game. But if he is on a practice squad,
he can be poached.
Can't he just be like, if the Bears, whoever wanted to sign him and put on their active roster, they just can?
Yep.
Okay. But I don't know. I get that he's been given the seal of approval, if you will, clearance from the doctors. But like that fusion stuff is just like, ew. And then he's never really been a run support kind of guy. So it's like, man, if somebody runs at him and he has to put his head down in there.
He had it done that back because I had the fusion done to my neck. I had four levels done to my neck. And that is something that he got to be really clear from that. Really clear. That's serious. He can be paralyzed one wrong hit.
All right, so you saying you not ready to go out there and make a tackle there, Mr. Williams? Is that what you're telling us?
I'll be make sure because the doctor can clear you, but his body, he know his body. Is he ready to hit?
Well, maybe that's why he's still on the practice squad, because he's been out for over a year. So, his conditioning isn't there.
Like
he hasn't hit, so it might kind of ramp up.
More like 7-8 months.
So here's the other factor. So the doctors might clear him, and allow him to go out there and try out. Doesn't mean he's in football shape though. And that's the other factor.
I think that's mostly the reason why he's on the practice squad.
That's what I think everybody passed on him. I don't think he's really I think he's medically clear, but I don't think he's ready to play football. And in that scenario, Pittsburgh probably really wasn't interested in putting him on the field this week. Let's put him on the practice squad, give him the opportunity to acclimate and maybe get on the field soon. Same token, any viable team could wait a couple of weeks and make him an offer.
But I thought it was kind of odd, though, that he went through all of those visits and signed with Pittsburgh, which is fine. But it seemed like he signed with Pittsburgh either Monday night or Tuesday morning before he visited with the Bears, even. So, it didn't seem like Ryan Poles got to make their pitch. Pittsburgh didn't let him out of the building, as the saying goes.
But Pittsburgh didn't see him yet.
Well, they saw him that Monday.
No, Pittsburgh was supposed to be after Chicago. Pittsburgh was the last step.
The word didn't come out until after the visit was done here in Chicago, and right after that, the very next day, word came out he's joining the Steelers.
So maybe think maybe looking at Steelers is better than the Bears, basically.
Well, really?
Yeah, I believe. Come on, it's all about. Well, didn't he play for Pittsburgh before?
That's where no, it was San Diego or the Chargers, whichever city they were in at the time.
Yeah, he played with the Chargers. It was definitely LA Chargers.
Claudio, shout out to Luis Claudio. Thank you for coming.
I'll pretend what we have. Bring Gordon back and Jalen Johnson back. For once, to me, I bet Britzler in the other linebacker, they the cause our defense. That shows Slora, he need to be benched. They should have kept the other linebacker.
Well, they still got Amen. They still got Hippolyte.
Well, for the sake of the conversation,
he can't be out there playing for the Vikings. That ain't gonna work.
For the sake of this conversation, talking about Asante Samuel, I think his come to Jesus moment, when they do elevate him to the roster, it might be no more than about a week. He'll be elevated to the roster because Steelers need him right now. I say right now, I mean like yesterday, they need him. When he gets up on that roster, and they're gonna do only so much in practice, even on the physical practice. They're gonna test him to see if his willingness is to, when you got a 220 something pound running back coming through a hole at your full speed, that should come to Jesus moment, man. At 100, he's only 5'10" and 180 pounds. That's your come to Jesus moment. Will you put your head in there, and will you go out there and say, you know what? I feel confident in my recovery. I feel confident in my therapy and everything that we did. Now can I play football again? And he's gonna find out real quick. I got confidence in him. If he's got confidence in him, I got confidence in him. I wish he was a Bear. And be honest with you, man, I wish it would have gone a different way because I really do think we need him. There's also news about Jalen Johnson is kind of trending right now because it's word he's kind of putting stuff out there like, hey, I could be coming back by sometime in the season. And word is somewhere in December, if we in the playoff hunt, he could be in there.
We're gonna be in the playoff hunt. Pittsburgh ain't gonna even make the playoff. It's gonna come down. It's gonna come down to Cincinnati and Baltimore winning that bracket.
Well, it ain't gonna be Cincinnati. No, I'm not. I can't argue. I can't agree with you now.
It's gonna be Cincinnati because Joe comes back. Joe Wendell went over.
I think Cincinnati's thrown in the towel. Cincinnati been getting beat up these last couple of weeks without Joe Burrow. I think Joe Flacco pulled out a game or maybe two, but they've been getting beat up. I don't think they're a playoff caliber team in that division outside of Baltimore. And Pittsburgh's playing well. Pittsburgh's winning football games, not because of Aaron Rodgers, but mostly because of the actual defense, just not the secondary. If they play a pass-heavy team, yeah, that's what I'm saying. If they play a pass-heavy team, they will get diced up. But that's my take on that particular AFC North division. I just don't see it. I tell you what, Baltimore.
I'll tell you what, before we go any further with this, pull that down. Let me share my screen real quick. Let's take a look at the injury report and see what we got going on there. And there's your injury report. Again, I don't take most of this is Wednesday. We don't need
rest days.
Yeah, we don't need to be physical with our guys that have to be physical on Sunday. So I don't take a lot of these DMPs at face value. Really, I don't, because I know you don't need them to practice on a physical day when they already beat up, right? So if one of you guys want to, you can go through this list.
Okay, well, I will go through the list. There's two that do jump out to me though, right? So Kevin Byard III did not play. Jaquan Brisker did not practice. Jaquan Brisker did not practice. TJ Edwards did not practice. Grady Jarrett did not practice. DJ Moore did not practice. Roma Dunze did not practice. Tariq Stevenson did not practice. Jade Walker, concussion, did not practice. Why bring the concussion into the mix and skip over everybody else's injury? That might very well indicate that Jade is not going to be playing for the next little bit. Cole Kmet back, limited. Dom Robb, limited. Sounds like he's probably on his way back to a playing status. DeAndre Swift, limited. Josh Blackwell, concussion. So there's another player down with a concussion that likely won't play. Ruben Hippolyte, too, knee, but full practice on Wednesday. Interesting, because we haven't seen Ruben Hippolyte in quite some time, to be frank with you. It's been a little while since we've seen Ruben. So hopefully this will give him the opportunity to get back at it and do the right thing and potentially be that guy we need in that linebacking room. You know, he brings a lot to the table, and if it ain't there, maybe he brings it to special teams.
My main thing is focus on is Brisker. He finna start getting injury. I would go ahead and bench him and move CJ to his spot.
But then who plays the slot? I would move CJ for life right now. Not the way CJ Gardner Johnson's playing in the slot. The only reason I'd move is if Kyler Gordon comes back. If Kyler Gordon comes back, maybe you make
Brisker won't be a Bear next year. He's gonna be gone.
Who?
He's injury prone. Brisker, he's gonna be gone.
You're probably right.
He's gonna be gone. Jalen Johnson might be gone. Because he ain't got no more guaranteed money. He out of guaranteed money. It's gonna be all about money when he come back.
No. He's in contract for the next 2 years at least. They could trade him. There's an out.
But he's out of guaranteed money. Though.
He ain't got no guaranteed money.
That don't make any difference.
Yeah, doesn't it when you like if a team wants to trade for him and he doesn't have any guarantee, doesn't that change the dynamics for their cap some kind of way?
Yeah, it just makes it easier for another team to pick him up, right? So like you said, it makes him easier to trade in this situation because the front end of the money's already been paid, right? So now you can trade him, and it's not a large cap hit on the back end. So yes, they could potentially trade Jalen Johnson, but if you look at the track record and what they've done so far, they have not traded any of these guys that they've paid at all. Like not Cole Kmet, not DJ Moore, not Tremaine Edmonds,
Montez Sweat.
Not Montez Sweat, although Montez Sweat is in the same boat. Now, I'll be honest here. Montez Sweat contractually is in the same boat as Jalen Johnson this coming season. You could trade him and get out. You could also do that with Tremaine.
Yeah, you got to think about it. These not Ben Johnson's guys. He didn't draft these guys. They was already here.
Yeah,
so
but he doesn't
want a lot of
want
Sweat. He gonna be gone. I would trade Sweat. All that money he getting, he's not producing. Sorry, you got to build from the draft. You got to build inside out. I'm building my defense from the draft. I'm getting rid of all these old guys that's getting older, making all this money, ain't producing. Sweat would be gone. He made 102 sacks, 1 sack, and you getting 100 million. Man, you're supposed to get 10 sacks a game. He should be. He can't beat double teams. He ain't the guy. He's wasting money.
He's not like, Terrence, I can't. He's going to be here next year. To tell you the truth, he's going to be here next year. I can't argue with what you're saying, though. Like when you go out on a limb and you're like, yeah, I'm going to pay you $100 million to play this position. You would think now, yeah, your average a little bit crazy. You know what I mean? 10 sacks a game is crazy, but if you know what I mean, like I wouldn't be mad at you if you actually did that for $10 million. Like now you're getting your money's worth for sure. But I don't think we've got our money's worth from him. I know the biggest question mark in my mind on this team right now is Tremaine Edwards, and
Tremaine Edmonds.
Tremaine Edmonds, the biggest
He
question mark.
getting,
Oh,
he
let me
getting
hold on. Let me.
he
I got to
getting
speak
his
right
money.
now. I got to
Here-
speak right now. Hold
Here
on.
he
hold
goes.
on.
Here he goes. Listen. Now.
Hold
go.
the fuck up.
Yeah.
Tremaine Edmonds is probably on his way to a Pro Bowl.
And this is
Yeah,
why
he
he's a
getting his
question
money.
mark, brother. This is why he's a question mark. Like I needed you to say it. Because he played 3 years and he ain't done a damn thing in three seasons. But this season, when the money's on the line, my guy's killing it.
You cannot grin and skin your way through that comment.
What do you mean?
Can't put on a man that's having a Pro Bowl season, man.
Brother, I can call it like it is, and that's what I just did.
You revisionist history ass motherfucker, man. Stop.
Revision. So you're telling me he had three Pro Bowl seasons? Is what you're telling me?
He's playing in a different defense, so compare the two.
So what you're telling me is he had 3 Pro Bowl seasons?
I'm telling you, he was playing in a different defense, and if that's how you want to judge him, look at how he's playing now.
I'm just judging. That's why I said he's a question mark. I didn't say get rid of him.
Come on, man.
I said he's a question mark because now he's playing at a Pro Bowl caliber, and I called this. By the way, I called this one too. I knew he would. They just needed to switch him up, and now he's killing it in the position. The other 3 years, though, he wasn't. Big price tag. Do you risk it? I don't know what you do in this situation. Hence what I'm saying. Question mark. I think they re-signed Tremaine. I expect Tremaine Edmonds to take a very large pay cut, though.
Question I would have to ask you all when it comes in regards to Tremaine Edmonds. Since this is Dennis Allen's first year with Tremaine Edmonds, how do you think Dennis Allen feels about the results he's getting?
Brother, this is what I'm saying.
So forget what the fuck we talking about on the outside. What do you think Dennis Allen thinks of him?
Mm-hmm.
All right, then.
I think Dennis. I always do. I think Dennis Allen loves what he sees right now from Tremaine. Don't get it twisted. I'm just painting it the way that it should be painted. I'm painting the Picasso like Picasso. Those first 3 years were not what we expected for $75+ million. This year, this is what we expected for $75+ million. This is exactly what $75+ million should be getting you, and it's working this season under Dennis Allen with the move, with the shift in his position. So, what do you do at the end of the year?
You think they're going to
re-up?
You think Dennis Allen's going to go to the table and be like, "Hey, we need to get another linebacker"?
No, I think they go back to. I think
he's not. He's going to end up getting re-signed.
I think he gets re-signed.
You got to worry about Edward. He's the one that's being hurt all the time now.
Well, so what's funny is six of one, half dozen of the other. They made the switch, and TJ ain't quite the TJ he's been for the last 3 years. It's kind of funny, isn't it? Now Tremaine's the Tremaine we were hoping to find.
Yeah,
I don't know what to tell you. You know, TJ's been extended. He's here. He's not going anywhere. But again, he's getting hurt. He's not quite the guy that we've seen the last 3 years. Whereas all of a sudden, Tremaine is. There's got to be there's a question mark here, man. Somebody got to address this.
All I know is if we didn't have Maine, our defense has a tendency to leak when the front can't get home, when the ball's coming out too fast and they can't really rush the passer like they want to. Without Maine out there, Tremaine out there, that speed, that length, we'd be looking at something completely worse than what we're looking at right now. I'm telling you,
if he get hurt, you can stick a fork in it.
I agree.
If he get hurt, you can stick a fork in it.
Man,
I agree with you though, Nomad. Like I know you're sticking up for the guy. I wanted you to do exactly that, and that's why I ruffle feathers a little bit because he's having a fantastic season, and I kind of expect them to go to the well with this guy and be like, look. You suck for 3 years. Like, I guess it's the only way you can negotiate this. So straight up and down, you were not good for 3 solid years out of this contract. So
what's his comeback going to be, kids?
His contract.
I'll get to Clinton in a second, man. I'm gonna defend Jalen here in a minute because we're gonna talk about
it. His comeback is going to be, but like, I'm killing it this year. I am, and I expect to make good money. So you just both sides are going to negotiate from a position of power. At the end of the day, I do expect Tremaine Edmonds to take some sort of high-end linebacker deal, but nothing like the deal he's received. $75 million is crippling to the team, and I'm not sure he's a $75 million player.
Well, he got his max contract once, and that's all you're gonna ever get your max contract.
That's kind of what I'm saying.
So he's gonna come down a few $1 million, yeah, but they will resign him, man. If he keeps on the trajectory that he's on right now, they will resign him.
And I think they should, because this is what I predicted at the beginning of the season. What I predicted, I was like, Tremaine Edmonds in Dennis Allen's scheme is going to be an attacking Tremaine Edmonds, which is much different than Tremaine Edmonds sitting in space, right? Just a completely different thing, and that's what we're seeing, and it's working.
I was hoping the Bears would pair out the linebacker that the Eagles got. Pair him with Tremaine, man, that'd have been ugly.
Well,
I think the and unfortunately for Tremaine, he was brought here for a certain system under a certain set of circumstances, man. It was a very plain, very vanilla cover 2 style defense, cover 3. Basically, what I told you guys at the beginning of the season, once we got the offseason, once we got Dennis Allen, I told you guys right away, kids, you and Trish remember, I said Tremaine's going to be completely different. Why? It's because he's going to be playing way more downhill and attacking style, using that speed and that length, more than back there in coverage and chasing everything in the middle of the field. That's just the style of defense that Flus called. And that's disadvantageous to his character traits. I mean, his physical traits. That's just
Buffalo not getting out the door.
Man, dude, it's one of those things where you're not gonna look like the best side of you if you're in a certain kind of style of defense. In this style of defense, you definitely see the best of Tremaine Edmonds, just like I told you guys it would. I told y'all. I was like, in this defense, you're gonna see a different level from him. And I knew it.
Well, I was saying the same thing. And go ahead, Chuck.
So then I got a question for you.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, on this defense, who you think stays and goes at the end of the year?
It's a lot of names to talk about. You asking me?
Yeah.
You go.
I think there's a chance Jaquan could not be. They can probably offer him a little something, but it won't be what the market might get. I don't know, man. Right about now, I don't think they're paying safeties a whole lot of money. I think Jaquan could be a casualty to that. Kevin Byard needs to be resigned for sure.
Right.
He's been resigned.
What's that?
He's been resigned. He already got extended.
No. I hadn't seen no fucking.
He got 1 year. Just his year.
He got 2 years. He got 2 years.
I remember us doing that live on the show. I went to go look for that. I couldn't find any kind of.
Yeah, he got 2-year extension, $15 million. Basically, he was making the exact same money when he came here. He just got extended for two more years, same money. He's fine.
I'll take your word for it. I think at this point, what's interesting is they probably, and we're going to go to the next person in just a second, but let's start here. I think some backup, I think some reassurance. I think we got some with CD, with Kyler, man. Kyler is very, very, I don't know what the hell's going on with him. We got to make sure we got that secured. Maybe we need to draft that position, get somebody behind CD and Kyler. I don't know what the hell that's all about, but something ain't right there. But I also, to Crimson's point about defending Jalen, let's see what happens, man. I think we already got him on the contract. He's good for the next couple of years at least. But in a trade scenario, I wouldn't be surprised. I ain't gonna lie to you, Crimson, if they entertained a trade or two for Jalen Johnson and just went into the draft and got some guys, maybe go out in the free agent market and get another guy. But it wouldn't surprise me if they dangle him out there for a trade. But it's a lot of names to talk about, man. I can't get into all of them right now, but that's just a few that's on the top of my head.
I knew you'd go to Jalen. I don't expect them to let go of much of anybody. The guys that I would suspect that are question marks are Montez Sweat, TJ Edwards, Tremaine, Jaquan Brisker. Jaquan Brisker is major because he hasn't been offered a contract extension yet. We're getting late into the season, So they will probably negotiate something relatively low wallet share, and I think he'll take it as opposed to some of the other guys. And I think it's sort of important to look at some of the other guys like, wow, I can't remember the homie's name. Offensive lineman, offensive tackle turned guard, Tevin Jenkins. So Tevin Jenkins basically bet on himself, and it was a bad bet, y'all. Like he took close to league minimum. I don't think he's playing at all. Just saying. So in that situation, yes, Jaquan Brisker, I think, is more talented at the position he plays than Tevin Jenkins was at the position he plays. The problem is he could not play ever again like that. Such a risky upside for Jaquan. So I think he'll simply just take a deal and stay in Chicago. I think the rest of those guys will take pay cuts. I think they'll all renegotiate. I don't see Montez Sweat going anywhere else. Same token, I don't think he'll ever get the type of money he got here anywhere else. I don't think he will.
Well, no, it's the same with Tremaine. They get
got
that big payday, and then like their next contract ain't gonna be as big. Whatever that is, I'm sure, because looking at how Montez Sweat isn't, let's say, a 10 sack guy, but for the last couple of weeks he is getting better. He has looked better with Booker on the other side of him. And his what is it, 25 mil a year or something? Now that is still a lot of money, but for defensive ends nowadays, that's kind of like
table
not
stake.
Even top 10, is it?
Well, you like, and that's why I it's like for that reason alone, I complain a little bit about the flush everybody out and get rid of Khalil Mack, because over time when you look at it, it's 6 of one, half dozen of the other. Khalil Mack would still be here. It's like it would be like a deal. You know what I'm saying? Like in the year 2025, it's basically the same thing you would be paying any number of edge rushers out there. Right. And that's kind of where, you know what I'm saying? That's where we are with Montez Sweat. So I think he stays. I think he winds up taking some money up front, getting a bonus as opposed just restructure, and he'll stick around. I don't know, the guys that I think might be in more jeopardy. I think Grady Jarrett might be in some level of jeopardy, and I think Dio Odangbo might be in some level of jeopardy. I think they got too much money for the output that they're able to provide on the football team, and I think they may want to fix that.
Let me speak to this real quick. There's a couple things going on here. Number one, I'm glad you just brought that up, Kez, about the Dio injury. That's very important.
Yeah.
So even if you're Dennis Allen and Poles and Ben Johnson, and you're like, hey, you know what? Even if I'm just going to tell you this, man. I'm going to probably break some hearts when I say this, but I'm going to tell you the truth. Just listen to Dennis Allen when he talks, and you'll get an idea of what he prefers. All you have to do is watch tape, and all these names of different players, these fast linebackers, these fast edge rushers that everybody wants, that gets a whole bunch of sacks, that makes people all happy and giddy. Let me explain something to you. That man prefers size and power any day over speed and quickness. Get that through your head, and you will understand the moves that are about to be made. So I think under the circumstances, because of the injury to Dio, I don't think you're in a position to really, the way this team is trending, I don't think you're in a position to be really contemplating anything on Montez Sweat or other than giving him another contract.
That's what I'm saying. Can't cut you know what I mean? You cut your nose off to spite your face. Like that's it's not the move right now. Is he Khalil Mack? Let's just make the ridiculous comparison. Answer is no, he's not. But
all illustrations I'm drafting from doing from the draft.
Well, but that's what you got to do, right? You got to go in the draft.
I'm not dealing with no more free agency. I'm building from the draft. I'm getting younger.
That's what you do,
guys. You build inside out. Go through the draft. Don't get no more free agency. These guys is getting older too. Well, you don't get 1 or 2 years out of them. They ain't gonna perform, and then you back in square one. Build from the draft. Why you think Houston's so good? They didn't build their whole defense from the draft.
Well,
they ranked number 1.
Houston did something super smart. They doubled down. They doubled down into the first round and got 2 stellar players, right? Hey, what do you do about that? At this point, don't make no difference. We just need to hit those 3 damn positions we need. 3 positions, just hit them, and everybody else is all right. I mean, there's a couple more spots we need to look at. We definitely need to look at cornerback now, much more so than we had ever thought we would have to look at it. But cornerback has to be added into the mix because, good Lord, bodies are dropping. That's that. Built through the draft, but as far as who may leave and who may stay, I think most of these guys stay. They restructured DJ. He ain't going anywhere. Cole Kmet, everybody's been talking about a potential.
Out the door.
No, he stays. Like, why he stays at this point in his contract? It's it's the same thing I was just saying about same thing I was just saying about Montez Sweat. It's table stakes. Cole Kmet's contract is $5 million next year. That's peanuts for a tight end.
Yeah, especially
you're not going to get you know what I'm saying? You're not going to get a high end, high caliber tight end for anything less than $5 million anywhere. So you're fine. You just keep him. Heck, I would extend him. I'd extend him 2 more years at $5 million.
You remember when Ben Johnson was over in Detroit and they traded Hopkins over to Minnesota? Pay attention to the signs of pay attention to the signs of going.
But I did.
Cole Kmet gonna be gone. He's gonna be gone. He's out of here.
I thought exactly the same way as you, Terrence. But that move would have happened already. So if we compare it apples to apples, they went and they got themselves what's his name? They got their tight end, the young tight end.
Loveland?
And they got Detroit. Detroit got their young tight end. Yeah, Laporta. Thank you. So they went and they got Laporta and moved off. They moved Hawkinson off. That was their move. We went and we got Colston Loveland and we retained Cole Kmet. I think it's a different flex because the money that we're paying ain't big money.
They wait for him to come along. Remember he had the concussion. He had a little minor procedure. That's why he wasn't playing. Now he's coming back. Cole Kmet gone.
Okay.
My wide receivers, for one, the one who keep dropping the ball, he's gonna be gone. I'm moving.
I think we can all. I think we can all agree on that one.
Full.
I think we got.
I don't know how we got into postseason talk, but let me reel this thing back in, man, because there's some things on this injury report that need to be spoken to. Number one, I'm glad to see Dominique Robinson coming back. He's got a limited practice. Let's see if that amps up to a full practice in the next day or so. Looking forward to that. Tyreek Stevenson, man, he's playing out there. He's playing injured. And I know he's going to rebound for the last couple of games. He's just been leaking a little bit. I watched that on the tape. He is definitely ball watching, and that's costing him a little bit. Just watching the quarterback a little too much and getting out of alignment. And for a DB thing, that's like the worst thing you can do is get yourself out of step and out of alignment because you're watching the ball. And that's the kind of thing that makes a coach not want to call zone defenses as much when you got a good, talented player like that. And on tape, you keep seeing this guy looking so many times and letting guys beat him on leverage, man, and guys are getting behind him. And that's his problem right now. It's very, very easily fixed. And I know he will. I guarantee Tyreek Stevenson will have a much better game in the next couple of games. He's just got to be consistent about it and stop. He wants to make plays. And so that's the problem I see with him right now, is just him and in that contract year wanting to make plays. He's probably doing a little too much. So I just want to say that about him. DeAndre Swift, hopefully he'll be able to play again. Hippolyte, I'm glad to know that he is going to be able to go again this week because I thought he might have been injured for real. So it's good to know about that. Would love to see Josh Blackwell get out here and get some run out there, but I don't know where he is with this team. But obviously he's not even cracking rotation as far as the slot corners go. He's the very last on the depth chart as far as the corners go, and that's surprising to me.
Josh Blackwell?
Yeah.
Well, first off, he's got a concussion.
Well, even before that, when Kyler Gordon went down, we was like, oh, that means Josh Blackwell is coming up. Nope. Nick McLeod, his busted ass. And while
He
Blackwell is
should be
just
starting over right,
relegated
shouldn't he?
special teams.
Blackwell should be starting over right, shouldn't he?
I think most
he's
of us
more slot corner than he is boundary corner.
It's that one's a hard question to answer, because I'm gonna say this out loud and you guys can hate me for it later. I know Nomad will love that I said it. He played really well in the slot. He did, except against Amon-Ra St. Brown. That first game against Amon-Ra St. Brown, he looked like he was lost in the desert. He didn't know what he was doing. But outside of that game, he played really well in the slot. Once they moved him out to the actual corner position, oh God, no, get him off the field. He's not a good corner. He's not. That's my take on the right situation there. I think now that CJ's here, to make matters worse, he's definitely in front of Blackwell in that spot. And I think he plays that spot. He plays it different than Kyler Gordon, but he plays it very well, right? He does. So you want to keep CD there. And if that's the case, what do you do with Blackwell? I don't see Blackwell really getting on the field on the corners. They don't.
So who the good run stoppers? So we got to stop the run this week. If we don't stop the run, because that quarterback was tearing us up, the Giants. He wouldn't have got hurt. We probably would have lost that game.
I would speak to a little bit of this cornerback stuff. The funny thing about us wondering about why Josh Blackwell hasn't got no run, and in the situation that we're in, you expected to see him out there. Just like Tripp said, you thought he was going to be the first one up when it came to replacing Kyler Gordon. But all through camp, all you kept seeing was Nick McLeod in those situations when Kyler couldn't go. You kept seeing him, and you have to believe what you see if they're confident in Nick McLeod and putting him in there in those situations. Here's what some of the stuff that happens with a cornerback, especially playing slot. Like if you're one of those guys that is really, really good and sticky in coverage, that's one thing. And he is really, really good and sticky in coverage. Josh Blackwell is. Now, when it comes to run defense, shedding blocks consistently, when you got big dudes on you, when you basically playing as another linebacker. And so when you got big dudes on you and you can't get off those blocks, coach is going to see that as like, oh, no, he's going to make our run game leak. We got to look at other options. And so when you start talking about Blackwell and why he hasn't been on the field, you got to consider that part too. I know he's sticky as shit in coverage. It's just the way he is. I've seen enough of his tape to know that. But in the run game, can you get off those blocks and make the tackle in the hole like you need to? That's something they probably seen in practice that's inconsistent. And so that's probably making him kind of descend on the depth chart. And he's definitely less of a boundary corner than Nick McLeod is. Nick McLeod can probably play that boundary corner better than Josh Blackwell can. And so you got that kind of dynamic going on, man. It's a hard job playing slot corner, especially the physical part of it. You got to be fucking relentless about keeping people off your body. Because once a lineman or a running back or a tight end locks onto you in that slot, they're gonna ride you all the way out to play. So that's the aspect of that part of the game that I think people should know about. And if you wonder why he's not getting on the field, that's probably one of the reasons.
Well, tough one for Mr. Blackwell with the concussion on top of that. So there is that. Shout out to some of these heads who jumped in the chat.
Blanco Spirito.
Yes, sir.
So pass rush is going to be more important this week.
Let's talk about Jalen a little bit before we get out of here. Let's just avoid what might happen to him in the offseason. Let's just talk about what we might be getting if he comes back in December. If we continue on this playoff trajectory, that's going to be a big lift. Also, Jalen, even when healthy, the same thing with Asante Samuel. You miss enough football, it's going to take you a certain amount of time to get back into football shape. So Jalen's only been able to do so much stuff, so much training, so much cardio stuff. And once he gets back on the field, if he gets back on the field this year, it's going to be a process. Don't expect that Jalen's going, okay, he's healthy, he's resuming play. Don't think they're going to just throw him out there. No. He's going to have to get in football shape. And it might take a couple games for him to get there.
Yeah. So the real answer to what you're saying is we need another cornerback.
What did he do?
Why do you think they were so hell bent on getting one?
Oh no, I know why. I'm just reiterating. You know what I'm saying?
So
I'm
surgery on?
Say again?
What he had surgery on?
His core,
groin,
abdomen, someplace in there.
Abdomen, groin.
He pulled a bunch of stuff. Groin was already in turmoil. He just came off a groin injury, and then he pulled something else, like maybe his abdomen. I don't know, but he had to get stuff corrected. And the stuff that he got corrected is not going to be easy for him to just jump back on the field and continue to stay in football shape. It's the surgery. He's going to be out of commission for a while, and once he's ready to go back on the field, much like Asante Samuel, it may still take him a couple of weeks to get back into some level of football shape. So that being said, we need another corner. So I'll throw the name into the hat that I've been throwing into the hat, and that is Stephon Gilmore. I think you go get Stephon Gilmore, you pay him, heck, you give him 2 years, low wallet share, $5 million, two per year. You know what I mean? In 2 years, bring him back.
Isn't he like 40?
Well, I don't know. I don't know if it's going to be Stephon Gilmore, but they need to sign somebody.
Well,
wait, sign. Oh, you mean just like for the rest of the season, just sign a free agent cornerback?
That's what I'm saying. I'm saying sign a free agent cornerback of caliber who's good, not
free agent caliber cornerback who's good, and you mentioned a 40-year-old.
There's some guys out there.
But that's why I mentioned a 40-year-old. Like there's not a lot of guys out there who are just not.
It's a few.
Well, what about Carl Fuller's brother?
Talking about his first name starts with a K. I know you're talking about. There's a few guys. Kendall Fuller. There's a few guys out there. You'd be surprised the names you see out there, but there's some guys out there.
There's really not that many. But
I think Sunday's game will be a pretty good stress test for the Bears defense. If we run into issues, how do we feel about this group? If we have to replace somebody, if somebody has to come in for an extended amount of time, how do we feel? But I think they were right to go after Asante Samuel, and I don't think that. Don't be surprised if you hear about some workouts early in the week, and they'll bring in somebody, man. I think you definitely need a body.
Well, you need a body, but you need a caliber body, and you also need him to be at a decent price tag considering what you've done with your cap. Like those are the other ramifications here. And that's why I'm saying a 40-year-old guy fits all those molds. Who's been a multi-time Super Bowl caliber player. He fits all of that. All right. He's going to come in. He knows how to play the sport. He's a veteran. He knows what's going to be needed in these defenses, and it ain't going to cost you an extended amount of money or for an extended amount of time.
Hey kids, remember last week when I was telling you guys at certain points in the season, especially certain points in the season, there are guys in contracts with teams that the shit ain't working out very, very well. And sometime after the trade deadline, some of these guys will ask to be released. And you know what I mean? And whatever they have to do contractually, they'll do behind the scenes, and they'll become free agents, and teams will release them. It just didn't work out with that system. That just happened to Juan Thornhill in Pittsburgh, a safety. One of the better safeties to me in the league. He just didn't work out with Pittsburgh, but I think he's got connections with Poles. And I know he's a safety, and I know that's outside of the conversation that we're having right now. But that goes to the point I was making with you guys that sometimes that happens. You'll give a team a run, a team will give you a run, and if it's not working out, you will mutually agree to part ways. And that just happened to Juan Thornhill, to me, one of the best safeties in the league.
Yeah, I was surprised when I seen that myself.
I'm just saying that's a bit of a pipe dream though. You know what I mean? You can't really bet a potential playoff berth on.
There'll be more of those happening.
Oh, you know what I mean? Okay. Right, like you know what I'm saying? Like this is I'm sure there will be more, but will it be at the position of need?
You got Miami, you got Las Vegas, you got teams that have players that be like, hey, you know what, can you just release me? You know, I thought I was coming in here, this shit was gonna go somewhere, but it didn't work out. Can we just mutually do the best thing and for us together? You know I'm trying to do the best thing for you all, but can you do me a favor and let me out of this contract so I can go play for somebody else? That's gonna happen. I told you it would.
Yeah. We'll have to wait and
You
see.
want to play for somebody that's playing for something.
Mm-hmm. So look out for the waiver wire in the next 7 to 12, 15 days. It's going to be guys getting gone.
Because I don't see nobody. I would not see nobody who want to play for Ben Johnson. It's just that bottom line. Because the way he got his team fired up, he doing something Flus ain't never think about doing. He get on the podium instead of calling mugs out. He cover his butt.
All right,
that's the reason why. Yeah.
Let me. I gotta mention a guy, Terrence. I apologize, bro, but before I forget about it, I gotta mention a guy watching film. That's really, really, when I say stuck out, there's a lot of people getting a lot of praise for what this offense did. You know, we struggled at a certain point, but when we was effective, we were effective on the ground with Swift, with Monangai, in the air. Let me tell you something. You know who has been balling his ass off outside of Darnell Wright? Fucking Jonah Jackson has been a beast. You understand me?
Yeah.
Jonah Jackson, and I heard a lot of slander about him early in the season when he first got here.
Well, yeah, he was horrible.
Yeah. All that.
I mean, it's not slander, it was true.
Well, listen, man. Let me tell you something. When it's right, it's right. He was just struggling at the beginning. I told y'all that. He was going to get right, and he is. And I'm telling you, he is tearing shit up. You won't hear nobody this week talk about pointing out Jonah Jackson, but I'm going right here on the Nomad Network tonight. Give that man his flowers. You don't believe me? Go watch the goddamn film yourself. He is a beast right now.
Well, actually, spoiler alert, there's a premiere happening at Sports Chicago Style at 12:30 after Extra Sauce. And Coach Tripping did shout out Jonah Jackson as well as other offensive linemen. So he has been recognized, and he is much, much better, as is the offensive line in run blocking and pass blocking. So, yeah, Jonah Jackson and his, not twin brother, but twin brother Darnell Wright is playing at a Pro Bowl level. Dahlman is much better. Tooney's just Tooney, and even Canadian Eagles pitching in. So the whole offensive line is much more gelled than they were obviously earlier in the season. So, give them their credit because, I was also very critical of Ryan Poles. It's like, dude, this is the offensive line you came up with after these trades and signings. And for the first few weeks, they were hot garbage. But they've gotten better as they've, gotten used to each other, to the system, and they're growing. So yeah, give them their props because they're opening those holes and they're blocking as much as they can, and they look a lot better than they did, let's say, 4 games ago.
So no man. So what you saying, Jonah and Wright? So that's what the Bears need to burn that running game at on that side. Then,
if you watch the tape, you'll see much more hay coming from that side of the field in the running game than on the left. I'm not saying that they don't execute on the left hand side; they do, but much more effectively on the right hand side. Them dudes are getting on cats. The combo blocking from Jonah, from one level, he's getting on one guy, getting to the next level, And the big runs that we've seen on the right side, you can attribute them all to Jonah executing in the combo blocking, getting from one level to the next level, getting off of a lineman and getting to a linebacker, springing Swift, springing whoever. And I'm telling you, man, it was beautiful to watch, man. That's the stuff when you hear Ben Johnson talking at the podium about how well this offensive line is coming together. I just get a little like early in the season when people jump to such broad conclusions about, oh, this is trash, they trash, and we spent too much money on them, all this old shit. I'm like, damn, dude, give a chance to tell.
So no mess and kids and Trip is what I come to realize that this is gonna be the week that they put everything together. It's gonna be clicking on all cylinders. I got a feeling they're gonna beat the mess out of Minnesota. It's overdue. They got something to play for. They're 6-3, right? They tied the first in the division. You got something to play for. Then you're gonna turn around and kick Pittsburgh ass the next following Sunday. And then you might go around and pop Eagles off the way they played Monday night. And then damn or Green Bay fear me.
Well, I feel a little bit differently about some of those things, but
I'm looking at 9-3.
Oh wow! All right.
I'm looking at 9-3.
I gotta keep us funky right now and get this off the screen. And let's get to this Vikings matchup. We got about 10 minutes to let's cover this, man. What do y'all feel about this Vikings matchup post that first game and where we are in the season right now? And I do agree with Ben Johnson when he said we're a completely different team than we were the first time we met them, and so are they.
Right.
I was just gonna say. So let me give the two synopsises here. Synopsis A: the Chicago Bears, sometime after that Minnesota game, found belief in their locker room. There's belief in the head coach. There's belief in the abilities of the skilled players and the defense. There's belief in the young quarterback. That goes a long way, and we've seen how far it can go. The Minnesota Vikings, on the other hand, were a pretty hurt squad when we saw them the first time around. There was no Justin Jefferson. There was some hurts going around. And to that degree, we kind of thought that we might have the upper hand. There was pain, there was hurt, there was a rookie quarterback. That quarterback's no longer, quote unquote rookie. You've seen the better part of the season now. He's got a better idea as to what he's doing. I'm not saying he's the second coming, but I am saying that the wide receiver core is in full effect now. Jordan Addison is back as well, who was also hurt in that same game. So there's some interesting upsides to where the Minnesota Vikings are coming from with respect to this football game. I'm a little bit worried for the simple reason that our secondary is decimated. I don't know if I can trust to say again.
This is JJ McCarthy, kids.
Hey, man, I'm less worried about JJ McCarthy. I'm more worried about what happens when JJ McCarthy gets the ball into the other Double J's hands. That's what I'm worried about. I'm worried that the secondary can't stop.
The Vikings this season, kids, because it looks like that second JJ, is getting alligator arms and kind of like, why am I out here right now?
He don't like the quarterback, man, because the quarterback can't throw worth of shit.
That is fair. That is a fair notion. There's also somehow a third wide receiver, Jalen Naylor, who's picking up the slack. Something's, offense is happening over there. I just don't know if we have the secondary to stop it. That's all I need to see this week. I need to see the secondary step up.
We got the secondary to stop it. What you got the DA got to create something to take away what they do well. What they do well is pass.
But they being the Vikings are having offensive line issues with health. So this is an opportunity for this Bears defensive line to make some hay to alleviate some of that pressure off of the secondary and don't leave them, out there to dry.
That's how we win this. That's how we win.
when I said the last show we did, when I said we're gonna beat the shit out the Vikings, Gail was like, "Man, what are you talking about?" I'm a man of my word. I still believe that we're gonna beat the dog shit out of them.
Well, I think it's going to be a good football game. Like you always say, you like them good, close games. I think this is going to be a good, close football game. I think the key to the football game, you just nailed it, Trip. I think it's this defensive line. If this defensive line can do two things, stop the run, make sure that Aaron Jones, I don't see any damn Aaron Jones' blonde dreadlocks. I don't want to see that at all. If we can prevent Aaron Jones from being dirty, if we can prevent Jordan Mason from getting dirty yardage as well, and if we can put J.J. McCarthy on his ass more than once, rattle his cage, good things will happen. That's all.
So,
that's the key to this football game.
So how you stop that? How you stop all that is run the football, control the clock.
Well, that doesn't stop. Like
you keep them off the field.
That's what we need to do on offense, guaranteed. Right. Like the offense is actually not, for me, this time around. The offense, like imagine where we are with this Bears football team. Though I had to take a time out there for a second. This blew my own mind. Like the offense is not my worry. You know what I'm saying? Like this is crazy talk. The offense is going to go out there, run the ball down their throats. This is what's going to go down, and Caleb Williams is going to get passes completed. We can I can knock on wood and say that that's going to go down. I'm not worried about the offense for once in the last 20 plus years of Bears football. This is the greatest thing to be that has ever been said, right?
40-17 Bears.
2017 Bears. That's probably where I'm leaning to as well.
Did you say 40 or 20?
40-17.
40-17. I'm saying 21-17 Bears.
Well, let me throw a little nuance wrinkle into some of the all 22 that I saw since Kyler Gordon hasn't been on the field. Remember how we said Kez and Trips, and you was probably watching it too, Terrence, when I was talking about it, how Kyler would be able to unlock that defense and make them play a little bit more aggressive because of the nature of his play is going to bring a whole lot more options, man-to-man options, and a more aggressive mentality. And as soon as he got back, they got way more aggressive. It's like we thought. Here's the thing. When I watched the all-22, what I kept noticing was like Dennis Allen's a little unsure with all these replacements out here, man. And he ain't as aggressive and as especially early in the game as I thought he should be. And he's playing a lot more zone coverages than he probably should. And that's just apprehensiveness because you got dudes that's playing. You ain't got your guys. You ain't got your horses. And the defensive coordinator ain't as confident early in the game calling the plays that he wants to call. But later in the game, you can see him loosening up and getting into more aggressive situations to get him off the field. That's an ongoing thing since Kyler's not in there. At some point, Dennis Allen's going to have to be confident in the dudes that he has out there and just let it rip. And obviously from the all-22, if I'm telling you that he's a little apprehensive, trust me when I tell you, he's a little apprehensive, ain't nowhere near aggressive as he can be early and in the middle of the game. You saw it late, but that's when you should see it. But in the middle of the game and early in the game, give your team a little bit more of an advantage. Get after these motherfuckers quickly.
Interesting. The other, just to layer on what you're saying,
I want to see.
CJ Gardner-Johnson pretty aggressive though, isn't he? Like I think he feels a little bit better having CJ here. He can layer some of that in.
It's something that I want to see Chicago do when they play Minnesota. Is at times go to no huddle offense. Don't give Fur to set his defense. Go another huddle offense. Get them to jump off sides. Go another offense. You on the road. You got you knock the crowd out. You got to go another huddle. The first quarter, I'm going no huddle offense all through the first quarter. I'm putting some points on the board.
Terrence, I don't know if he trusts Caleb that much yet.
I was just gonna say I don't think I would either.
Man, you said he's doing everything. You right now it's the middle of the week. They want to be clicking, right? This is the 10th week, right? 11th week, right? It's time now. It's time. This is the best time to play football.
Yo,
November and December.
Terrence watched the show, bro. Big ups to you, Terrence. And I did say week 11 was when I said things are gonna start clicking. I did say it. We're at week 11, y'all. So click. You know what I'm saying? I hope shit starts to click here today on Sunday. I think. You know what I mean?
But looking at the games as we do, and make sure whichever network you're watching that you join us for the live reaction during the games. But we've seen that the first, let's say, 15 or so scripted plays, the offense looks good. In the middle, it gets kind of cattywampus. And then at the end of the game, fourth quarter, it looks like Caleb Williams has that clutch factor gene, and he's able to pick it up from there. And then we see that later in the game, they go a little more up tempo, maybe not a no huddle, but like a sugar huddle kind of thing. And I think Ben Johnson is still not easing Caleb into the offense, but easing the play calls to make it more of a, all right, let's play, under center, run some play action. But then when it's like, all right, we need you to air it out a little bit. All right, we're going to call plays to do that. So it seems as though they're still catering to what Caleb Williams is good at while bringing him along to the things that Ben Johnson wants him to be good at that he's still working on.
Hey, you know what? Last thing we'll say, because we reached our mark on Bears conversation. I know that sounds crazy because Caleb's been playing. He's been playing really well, and you can see the growth for sure. You can see it 110%, and he's getting a whole lot better. But that's one thing. When you're talking about a coach watching a player ascend and where you think he is as far as the level goes, when I tell you that's really taking the training wheels off of a player when you want to run tempo, and you got to completely trust him to make all the checks, all the calls, all the adjustments at the line of scrimmage, all the pass protections and all the stuff that comes with that, dot ass spot on the moment with the right amount of time. We just got out of the phase where he had to get out of the huddle and get to the line of scrimmage on time without costing us a penalty. See, you got to understand where we are. And so that's what I say. That's what I mean when I say I don't know if Ben Johnson's at that level of fucking confidence in Caleb Williams. We just got out of a phase with him. He is growing, but you have to understand, to completely take the training wheels off of him and let him loose on tempo offenses, that takes a gradual process too. You let that loose for a few minutes here and there, but you just I don't think Caleb's there yet, but I think he's gradually, fast, rapidly getting there. I'll just say that.
I'm with everything you just said. This time around, I'm with everything you just said. No man.
Okay, so what you do, no man? Okay, the first quarter. If Bears, I want them to see receive if they win the toss, receive the ball, go down and punch Minnesota in the mouth. I'm going downfield to Burton. First play. I'm using the speedster. You put him out there. He deserves to get his time. He getting the ball. I got to throw the ball to him at least 20 times. The boy, he doing more than what Hakeem did in 50 snaps. He only had 22 snaps. He got 200 and some yards. That boy deserved more time. I'm going downfield. I'm getting Fleur out of that blitzing mode and open up, and that's where the passing game can get loose. Go downfield, first play. Touchdown, first play. Because they secondary is weak. They got a weak secondary. You see what Baltimore was doing to them?
Well, before anybody responds to him, I'm trying to pace this show the right way, man. I know we can be talking about the Bears for the next 2-3 freaking hours from now. One last thought about the Bears, just make it quick before we get into other things, man.
Yeah, I just wanted to finish where Terrence was. I agree with the Luther Burden take. Luther Burden has 2 drops on the season, regardless as to how many targets he has all season, right? Like he's only missed 2 catches. So big ups to Luther. He's getting the job done. They need to open up his ability to be on the field. Secondarily, for the chat, it's not really a question of trust, really. Like I think we can all say that Caleb Williams is earning the trust and has earned Ben Johnson's trust, and deservedly so. But he's still, he's still learning stuff. He's still burgeoning into who he's going to be at the end of this football journey. I'm not sure if he is really an up-tempo guy, a guy who can just change tempo, and here's the end of it, without it resulting in pre-snap penalty. That's my worry. I'm worried that this will result in pre-snap penalty as opposed to having the result that Terrence is looking for. If he's caliber, if he's good enough to do it, I'm sure they're going to test it out this week. And if they're ready to unleash it, they should, because I think that's a great way to throw that blitzing defense that Flores likes to put into place off balance. I think it's a fantastic idea. Can Caleb facilitate it? Fingers crossed. Let's hope so.
Trip.
Yeah, it's going to be a interesting game as it'll be Ben Johnson versus Brian Flores again, and Dennis Allen versus Kevin O'Connell, aside from the players on the field. So it's going to be another good game. And now it's time for not only to keep winning, but to win in the division. And being a divisional game, it's that much more important to say, hey, we want this North and not give it back. We got to start by putting foot to necks.
Up tempo, Cornell, without pre-snap penalties. I don't know about that.
Real quick, Terrence. Before we done with this Bears conversation, what's your last thoughts? Just be quick about it.
You can't. They can't play conservative. Conservative gets you beat.
I agree with all that. I'm just gonna reiterate what I just said, and it's again, I'm going back to the phase, just watching his progression, talking about Caleb Williams and watching where he's gone from preseason to now. Remember how everybody was all up in arms about, the pre-snap stuff and him not being able to get in and out the huddle on time, and how I kept telling people, like, hey man, give him time. He's got to learn. And that kind of stuff, it just takes a certain amount of repetition. So he just passed that phase. Now we're warp speeding into hopefully a situation where he can run a no huddle more often and have confidence, and the coach have confidence in him to make all the right decisions. That's what it comes down to, is when is the coach ready to get his hands off of the lever? And we can be talking about it all we want to, but at the end of the day, it's about when the coach has the confidence to back off and say, you know what, I trust his decision making. Yes, he's clutching, and when he's got his back against the wall and the clock is against him, he is. But when you want to run that tempo stuff on a regular basis and really keep defenses on their ass, that means you need to be able to read defenses really well and just pick them apart in the midsection of the field. Get them there, and then when you see the one-on-ones on a regular basis, talking about the DJs, talking about your Luther Burdens, talking about all of those guys, hit those guys on time. That's going to let the coach get off you and say, you know what, go ahead and cut it loose. You see what you see, go ahead and hit it. That's what it comes down to. It's not that nuance, man. It's not that nuance. It's about the coach being able to recognize something in you and feeling like you had enough of what you need to go and run that kind of style of offense and get on the team's ass. I agree with y'all with that. I agree with y'all 110%. I wish we were at that point. I think we could get at that point soon. I just don't know if it's this week. So that's just my point about it, man. But you know what, Trips? We got some other stuff to talk about.
What up?
And that is, give me a second, because I'm always flat-footed when it comes to this. In this world, we always, and when I say always, we always need to be prepared, because I don't know about you guys, when I look out my spectrum and what I see in the day, I see things starting to get tight and things starting to change really, really quick. And when you start thinking about some of the things that's happening right now in society here in the United States, nothing is for certain. And when you have uncertainty, there's only one way to respond to that. That's preparation, right? sometimes I think you all think we just do these things just to have extra content on the channel. I don't know where everybody's minds are at. All I know is this, man. Kids and Trips mentioned this probably a week ago, maybe 2 weeks ago, and said we need to talk a little bit more about this. And I agree, man. And this is something, just imagine a scenario where you're in a situation where you're inside, you've done everything you need to do inside, you've covered all you need to do, and you've been safe for a certain amount of time. And after a while, your water's run out. And you got to go outside the house at some point. And when you go outside the house to go get water, this item right here, this water filter straw is more of an item for your to-go bag when you have to be on the move. Let's just say, Trips, you were in your apartment, but you need to go and fetch your sister because you know she's in the tight spot and you got to get on the run and she's quite a ways away from you, but you need to get there. How do you get there when you have to go stop and you don't have all the supplies you need? You had to leave your home. How do you do that?
Yeah, she on her own. She married. I'm just saying. But yeah, these water straws, not water straws, but water filter straws, they are for emergency use only. So it's not something that you have and you can just use it forever because the filtering inside of it gets dirty. And so you got to change it out. And so I don't know how many uses each one has, but considering that the human body needs water, and if there are no clean sources of it, you got to drink what you got to drink. So one of these filter straws will come in handy, but if you absolutely have to make your own, you get a 2, what do you call that? Two, not 2 gallon, but 2 liter, like a pop bottle. And then you can cut the bottom out a little bit, and then you put in with, like, if you have simple materials like charcoal, crush it up, sand, gravel, and very small rocks, you filter it yourself. But this straw is much more handy, much smaller, and much more portable than that system is. So, what is it, on $15 wherever you order them? That's just something that hopefully you never have to use. But if you do have to use it, it can and could save your life.
By the way, just a pro tip for anybody that didn't know, in these situations, if you're on the move and you need to get water, the last thing you ever want to do, I don't care how good these straw filters are, they call them life straws and different products. This is just this product. Never, ever stop and make your only choice be some standing water. Never, ever do that. You always go look for something that has a current, that has a flow. Never, ever, under these circumstances, do you try to drink out of still water, standing water, ever.
Well, that's just a great statement. Can you elaborate as to the why?
I thought everybody would know that stagnant water is just a cesspool for poisons, bacteria, because there's no flow. Everything that is in there is just staying in there. Insects, not dissolving, but what do you call that?
When these and everything, parasites,
decompositioning. Yeah, there you go. And so the flowing water keeps a stream going. So you have flushing of the contaminants. And like Lord Crimson is saying, it's a gradient of rocks that I was mentioned before. So they get smaller and smaller and smaller so that you're filtering out some of the toxins or whatever's in there that you don't want. So, but the still water is basically just dead water. I mean, it's just not something that you can filter good enough to drink. So you need to find something that's flowing, something that's moving.
Right on. Just wanted to make sure the folks had an understanding of that. The other one is like, sometimes people piss in there. All right. Just going to be completely frank about that. And when I say people, it's more than likely animals, wildlife, etc.
That's the word I was looking
for. It might be me. Maybe it's me.
It might be Trip. You piss on doors and shit.
There you go. So
That's,
you
Only the yellow snow, you be all right.
that's something right there. Let you know that you got to do it for emergency because that'll damage your lungs and all that.
Yeah.
It'll give you cancer and all that type of stuff. Mess your whole throat up.
Yeah. So you definitely want to find it. You definitely want to find running water somewhere if you can and utilize that. Setting up an actual filtration process is a pain in the ass. You're going to need you're going to need fire among many other things to create that type of apparatus. I don't remember what it would all entail to actually filter, but I believe a couple of tarps would be involved, some water. Yes, I might be throwing shitty diapers in the pool as well.
Hey, you shitty human. You shitty. You shitty. You probably would, kids. I believe that.
I might. If there are diapers floating around in like the zombie apocalypse, beware.
That greenish yellow smear. Yeah.
That's right.
You know what, man?
That's the best right there. That'd be an awesome zombie movie. That'd be my special's anti-zombie move.
These straws, again, I will reiterate, these are typically for people that have to move under certain circumstances. So I want to make a point. Any other thoughts, Terrence? We didn't get your thoughts about this. Any thoughts before I move on?
No, get yourself one of these real talk. I think everybody should actually have one. $15. It ain't gonna kill you. That's a meal at your local store, and this is a meal that'll save your life for an ongoing basis. So I would definitely suggest folks get themselves a life straw or a military cart as per this particular version of the solution.
And do make a note to investigate how many drinks or how many gallons or however much can safely be filtered by this device.
Yeah,
and if you have this device, I would assume that they also sell filters that go along with it.
You got it. Well said.
You can get these singular for $15. You can get them double for about 30. You can imagine on down the line. You can get, depending on what you want, man. It's good to get several of these. If you can, several of them, because one, if you don't have filters, you can probably put that thing in a pond or a river or whatever it is for about a good week, 2 weeks maybe, and that's probably being rich before you need to replace that filter. It's a lot of sediment in that shit, and you need something else. So why do we talk about these things? Did I run over you, Terrence? Did you want to speak on this?
Man, that's a good idea. That's something for emergency only to have something like that. Like when you stranded somewhere, lost somewhere. That's what you leave. That stuff you got to constantly change that. That filter will fill up so bad with all kinds of stuff. Yeah, you got to constantly. Yeah, that's for emergency only. That's a good idea. Everybody should have an emergency pack. Put that in an emergency pack, a gift pack.
All right. Well, the reason why we talk about stuff like this, I don't know if you guys pay attention to NOAA, the National Weather Agency. So there's been this happened, in the last few hours. As a matter of fact, today there was a massive solar flare on the G4 level. And in a minute, if you guys want to, I'll take you to NOAA and let you see what a G4 flare means. G4 flare is a solar burst from the sun that has a huge impact on, to fast forward all the scientific terminology, it can severely affect our electrical grid. Severely. And that big, huge coronal mass injection of power just hit our solar system in the last let's say the last 8 hours, I believe. And it was massive. Today, I felt the difference. I've never had a problem getting on YouTube ever. It took me a half an hour to get this thing through buffering. And I knew right away, because I keep up with this stuff, that it was something related to that. I don't know if you guys felt any disruptions whatsoever. Tell me if you did. Did you get
not a one?
Okay.
Yeah. It could have also been Keza Canuck throwing dirty diapers at the cell towers, but
all right, let me show you before you guys get too silly. Let me show you what this looks like. Give me a second. Let me pull it
There
up.
were the Northern Lights last night.
Oh, that you guys could see in where you were at?
Yeah.
Yeah. Crazy.
The what do you, Aurora Borealis?
Aurora Borealis.
I love her songs.
Yeah, she's good.
All right, hold on. I just pulled it up. So any one of y'all, can y'all see this? Anybody
You
feel
got
free
the
to?
solar flare in front of it. You got to pull the solar flare down.
My bad. Hold on.
Yeah.
My bad. Anybody feel free. Let me blow it up a little bit so it looks a little bigger. Anybody feel free to read it if you feel in the mood to be doing some reading.
Well, I can read it if you can enlarge it.
I will. I'm going to enlarge it right now, brother. There you go.
Okay, it's as big as I'm going to get it. So current space weather conditions on NOAA scales. G4 severe storm levels reached. Severe geomatic storm alert. A geomatic storm has strengthened and reached G4 conditions as of the 12th of November at 1:02 UTC. Key messages. What is a severe geomatic storm? A major disturbance in Earth's magnetic field, often varying intensity between lower levels and severe storm conditions over the course of the entire event. What you should do. The general public should get properly informed of storm progression by visiting the SWPC webpage. Those under or near the 30-minute predicted auroral extent can look for the aurora if at night, and should weather conditions permit, possible technology effects, infrastructure operators, and authorities have been notified to take action to mitigate any possible impacts and for situational awareness. Possible increased and more frequent voltage control problems, normally mitigatable. Increased possibility of anomalies or effects to satellite operations, more frequent and longer periods of GPS degradation are also possible. Okay, so this is Big G4 severe storm levels have been reached, and this is your NOAA alert.
Yeah, that's what the sky looked like.
It's auroras going on right now. People are watching auroras right now in different parts of the world.
Yeah, like I say, it was here last night, but there was no like electrical interference with anything
It's
internet.
What the thing is, why to be aware of these things. And again, I only became aware of them when I was in Georgia doing emergency response. I learned about these things. I had no idea this stuff existed until I had to get in touch with these things. When you have to respond to emergencies, it definitely heightens your awareness, and you start knowing things you didn't know before. This is called life experiences. What I'm trying to express to you all is pay attention to this website right now. Pay attention, very close attention to NOAA right now, and whatever they release, follow the instructions. Please follow the instructions, because this would be anything atmospheric that might affect you in your life. First place you're going to look to find out what that is going to be this website right here. Any thoughts about this whatsoever? Any questions? I can answer them as best I can. Don't think I'm a genius when it comes to this. I'm not. I'm as new to it as a lot of people are.
So I'm going to have to just nominally defer to you on this, because I'm the least weather conscious human being on the planet. I don't trust or believe the weatherman. And I seldom even look up in the sky. If it's raining, I'll feel it.
Not necessarily the weatherman, kids. This is NOAA. This is an agency that gets paid to inform people.
Yep. Same. That's what the weatherman is. he's just a little bit less than an agency.
About quirky, cheesy ass dudes that have to go do that shit every day, and they have to keep a smile on their face. These guys don't have to present. All they have to do is get the data and give it to the public.
But that's what the weatherman does. He gets the data, he gives it to the public. He generally is absolutely unaccountable. And yeah. I'm a weird guy when it comes to this. This is just what I'm saying. I'm a weird guy. I never check the weather. I go outside. If it's snowing, fuck it. Go back inside. Go back inside.
So, in other words, let me just say this to you, kids: a G4 should be on your. You should be alerted to it.
Okay.
You just should know. That's all I can tell you. Trips.
This is why I'm deferring to you here, man. Because
wait, do you think that the weatherman's lying to you, or you think
no? That's what I'm saying. He's just delivering the information somebody gave him.
Oh,
but sometimes he's wrong, and ain't nobody. You can't call the weatherman and be like, "Asshole, you gave me the wrong information."
Well, yeah, I mean, there's times where it's gonna be sunny all day, and then it's thunderstorming.
You know
or
what I'm saying?
It's gonna snow, and then it don't snow. But that don't stop me from looking at like my weather app. Hey, what's the temperature today? You know, am I gonna wear my little boy pants, or do I have to like put on long pants?
All right,
that's a good education.
You know, I'll go outside to check.
Still learning.
You know, I don't.
Still learning how to adapt stuff. You never know.
Mm-hmm.
One of the things that you should have in your emergency kit is this right here. Give me a second to pull it up. Where is my stuff? Where? This right here is, say there's a and this is, I hate to even say the words, but when it comes to, I think I've heard somebody say that the next war in the world is going to be fought with drones and biological weaponry. And so with that thought in mind, when I hear things like that, it doesn't make horrible sense to me. It makes a lot of good sense to me. You know, things could happen, people releasing dirty bombs and all kinds of different horrible chemical agents to the atmosphere. And all of a sudden, you going from a normal life, and you all of a sudden need to do something to keep yourself safe. And in that kit, in your emergency kit, this is one of the things that is a necessity, and it's inexpensive as hell. This is a half-face respirator with filters on it. There's a whole face respirator that I guess we'll do another time if we feel the need to. But the most important thing here is the filters. So anybody want to take it from here? I think this is pretty self-explanatory.
Yeah, you never know what the quality of the air is. The weatherman can't tell you, but he could be lying or mistaken. But you never just know what if an event happened and there was some kind of fallout and you needed to protect your lungs, you need one of these. If you are someplace and a building's being torn down and there's asbestos in the air, you need one of these. The human lungs are very, very sensitive, and irritants, pollutants, not even poisons, need to be filtered out. This is more of a, not industrial, but more of a higher quality, higher grade than just like a mask. But anything that can protect you, you need. And then also with these respirators, like the right here on the screen, it says how much the filters are. So much like the emergency filter straw, filters need to be replaced. Just like in your house or in your car, anything else, because once they fill up, they're not as effective. So this is something that is a little more advanced than your typical go bag, but still something that is not as expensive, is small, and something that is useful given the right situation or the wrong situation, depending on how you look at it.
Keith Harris, that's brilliant.
Remind me of that movie Birdcage.
Listen,
But
yeah, this is
I love
good.
Birdcage.
You gotta. This is one of those things that I think we should all, at this point in life, after seeing what we've seen over the past 5 years, I think we should all probably just buy into this too. Get one of these. Make sure you got one and you got some filters and you're straight. And you don't have to go worry about all the other stuff in case of wild biological airborne bullshit. Let's put it that way.
And then, but don't get too reliant on this because it will filter things, but it's not a cure-all and it won't filter everything.
It gives you a chance.
Right. It'll
Give you
give you the opportunity to maybe get to a safe place, but you need to, research how long can I wear this safely before the filter needs replaced. And also something that you should really look into if you decide to get a lot of these items is how to make your own filters. Because if something happens and you're using this in an emergency situation and the grid falls off or there's no commerce, you're not going to be able to buy more filters, but you will still need to use the straw and or the respirators. So whether it be getting coffee filters and rigging them up, or figure out a DIY way of making your own filters.
The chat's great tonight, man. So Keith,
Don't be posting, just talk.
I can talk without posting. So Keith is saying, can I rig it to inhale some high grade cannabis? And he's laughing. He's like, I'm gonna buy two, one for proper use and one for recreational. So he's ready.
No, this is they would filter it before it got to you to inhale. What you want is a full face mask, and then you want to into that way, and so you're all up in there. Didn't you see what was the movie? Not Full Metal Jacket, Platoon. When they were, after tracks, when they were partying, he blew it up in there.
Yeah,
that's what you want.
That's a full face respirator. This is a half face.
You're right.
Yeah.
I've done it with a full face. It works very well. I haven't. So
rumor.
Rumor has it. Thanks. And Patrick Higgins is saying the pink one's for Caleb. I had to put it out there. It's kind of
hold on. Liberty Sound is been prepping for a minute, and this is the second time that he's mentioned Sawyer filters can filter hundreds of gallons. This was talking about the straws, and they can be backwash to clean, meaning turn it around or to blow all the contaminants out and turn it back around.
What you're talking about? That's advanced shit.
What's that?
Mm-hmm.
That's it. You got to get a little more into prepping to get where I'm just trying to. Hey,
I'm just talking about cleaning the filters.
I'm trying to slow walk them. They just a bunch of cut ups in the classroom right now, but I'm trying to slow walk them there. But this is very important. Here's something I will tell you all from doing emergency response. Being the person that had to wear these things on a regular basis on all kinds of different emergency jobs that I had to do. That's one thing. This is another. What I'm about to show you right now, these are Thai Kim suits. I don't know if you guys, I know everybody, it probably looks like somebody painting your house in these suits. These suits, that's not that. That's a Thai Vec suit. Somebody that comes in your house and starts painting. Somebody comes into a moldy house and starts moving. Those are Thai Vec suits. These are Thai Kim. The reason why the Kim is on the other side of it is Thai chemical. These are the suits that you wear when you're dealing with chemical properties. And the best way I can describe this single suit for $65 on the low end, this is probably some bullshit material. These are kind of pricey. But the thing on the other side of it is an encapsulated suit that runs you about $330, and rightfully so. These are the suit on your right. God forbid you ever see somebody walking around your jurisdiction with one of these on. Because if you see one of these things on the street, something is bad. Like real bad. It's bad enough you see the guy on the left. That's bad enough. Like say you get a train derailment and a bunch of chemicals spill out of a train and they start telling neighborhoods to get out of this jurisdiction because there's some bad stuff coming out of this train, that they were carrying some bad stuff. Get the fuck out and just listen to what they're telling you.
So remember that part of the show where you're saying I'm a shitty neighbor? I would totally buy one of these and get like a Geiger counter and just walk around affluent parts of town.
Messing with people.
Just to see what people would do. It would be great. Film that. That's good YouTube footage right there.
I understand that there will be occasions where if you got to wear something like this to save your life, you got to wear it. But it's just being up in there all claustrophobic and sweaty and That's a
Oh.
little, get it off.
Let me tell you, as a person that's been in several of these encapsulated suits, I know that's what y'all focused on.
You were on several of these?
Yeah, I've been in several of these
Why?
because
What the hell was going on?
I'm an emergency responder, and
Damn.
shit happens in the world, and I had to respond to it. When you get things like this, and just let me explain how these suits work. Most of the really good ones, you have to be fixed up from behind, and there needs to be an air tank inside that suit. Because you're only going to get a certain amount of movements and a certain amount of breathing and a certain amount of oxygen without an air tank. You got like seconds, maybe a couple of minutes tops before you got to get out this motherfucker without an air tank. You definitely need an air tank, and you need to be fixed up from behind and sealed from behind in a suit like this. And that means the environment is totally screwed.
Mm-hmm.
Even if you see people in your neighborhood or your jurisdiction in one of these, get the fuck out of there quick. I can tell you that from experience.
Yeah, but the rough part about getting one of these for yourself is if you're by yourself and there's nobody to zip you up and put your tank on.
So you see a lot of those. So that means the air is polluted.
Absolutely.
Mhm.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
and it's not only polluted, but it's irritant to your skin.
But
So not only is it bad to breathe, it's like don't let it get on you.
It doesn't always mean that the air is polluted. It can also be something that's been spilled or born into the water that they can be. It can be anything, air, water, anything like that. It can definitely be either one.
Yeah, it could be radiation as well.
Yeah.
And now this is still a little more advanced than your typical go bag. But if you had a bunker or a basement or someplace that you could retreat to for safety, this is something that you want to have down up in there, for emergency purposes.
Damn. Radioactive fallout. Yeah.
It's rich, but also fucking worth it if you can bend that. If you can bend $1 or $2 to purchase you something like this, this just means that you got extra prepared for. To me, the world is more likely to fall victim to something chemically than it is somebody throwing a freaking BOMB on another country. I think there's much more sophisticated ways and ugly ways to harm a population than a something you can launch from a damn plane or something, man. This is definitely. I have one. I had two, but it got screwed up one way or another. And the only reason I got the one that I have is because I worked in emergency response and I handcuffed my damn supervisor and told him to give me one, and he gave me two. So I'm fortunate that way. But I live in a 2-person home, and guess what? Only one of us is gonna get it if it happens tomorrow.
Yeah, but the one that don't get it, the other one ain't zipping your ass up.
Yeah.
So it's like you ain't getting it, neither am I. So now what?
You screwed up.
Unless you can figure out some kind of way to put you like a hanger in the zipper and pull it up and turn it on from behind.
You have to get creative.
Mr. Charles has a interesting enough question here. He says, so no matter what type of credentials do you carry that you would qualify to work in these type of hazmat environments? Let's just say if you Google, give me the emergency response company in my area, you probably get a few names that pop up, and you can go get regular jobs, like say for something. Let's just say Norfolk Southern spilled a tanker of freaking honey on the railroad tracks. They'll bring you, the person that doesn't have any credentials, to go and clean up that honey off the railroad track.
Non-hazmat.
Yeah, non-hazmat stuff, but you do have to be trained in the hazmat world to do hazmat work. You do
that's mostly used for deadly chemicals.
For sure. I'll tell you what, I had some any other thoughts on this. I'd love to answer some questions if anybody had anybody in the chat, any one of you guys. I would love to answer questions like that. Any thoughts? None?
No, this is definitely something people should somehow get their hands on, but a little bit on the pricey side, you know what I mean? A little bit more.
So
325 is what I would be suggesting that you get. I see another one here for about $200 that has a mask built in. It's kind of similar to the one on the right, but it actually has a mask for some level of air filtration. But again, you could be in a situation where you cannot, where it's radiation and the air can't be filtered. So it's another way of looking at it.
So another thing we'll do soon is it's very basic stuff, but everybody should have a few rolls of plastic. When I mean by rolls of plastic, I mean exactly that, rolls of plastic that people use when they're painting, when they're doing different kind of stuff around their house, and they don't want to screw up the stuff that they have in their house. They just want to paint or whatever they're doing. Rolls of plastic.
Mm-hmm.
Get yourself some rolls of plastic, at least a half a dozen of them, depending on what size home you live in. Say a biological attack happened and you needed to seal the perimeter of your home. This is how you're going to do it. You find the creaks, you find the cracks, and you seal them with that plastic. Duct tape, you want to do whatever. You want to avoid doing the staples and all that kind of stuff. That's the quick way to do it. The best way to do it is seal it with some duct tape.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, your the cracks under the door, around the door, your windows, any and every place that outside contaminated air can get into your environment. You want to tape that up and keep it out. Then you also want to have that plastic handy in case you got to wrap something up tight and put it away. I'm not going to say what you're wrapping up. That's on you. I ain't in your business. But let's say something big that you don't want decomposing in there with you.
Like prime rib.
All right. Let me go ahead and move the ball a little bit. This is you know what? Let me pull this up because we should do this. And I'm only going to take a second because Kez has a segment to do, and I'm not going to take the time that I want to do this, but I should do it real quick. So we do have an updated image of 3-Eye Atlas from, I think this is Avi Loeb's telescope, or I got it from his website, and he's the foremost, what do you say, authority on this whatever this thing is moving towards our solar system. And this is the latest image of it. And from what I can understand, from what people are saying about this thing, it definitely accelerated since coming into, I can't say contact, but within the circumference of the sun, before reaching around and getting ready to be in view somewhere around the 31st of December. Everybody will get a chance to see exactly what this thing looks like somewhere around the holidays. December 21st, December 25th, somewhere in that neighborhood. Everybody will get a chance that has a telescope, and anybody that's interested in this will be able to know exactly what this thing looks like with whatever device they have to look at it. Now, from what I understand, the thing has accelerated, and now they're saying the thing has either broken into some parts or has released some pieces, and now that's helping to accelerate. That's the argument right now. Any thoughts?
So is it well, it's a rhetorical question, but is it breaking up because it's breaking up, or is it like a mothership releasing like smaller ships?
No. So I would you believe it? I actually watched I actually watched a little report from Avi Loeb today, because this kind of came up on my radar today. Why? I don't know. I have no idea. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. But anyway, Shout out to Kwatu who's in the chat. This one's for you. Long story short, the last time we talked about Three Eye Atlas, we were saying that it didn't have a tail. And if you look at this thing, it's got one now. So it actually does have a tail, and that's sort of, I believe, the debris he's talking about with respect to it splitting apart. I'm under the impression that, sorry, let me rephrase. What Avi Loeb speculated today was that either, it's got multiple jet engines that are firing, not speculation A versus speculation B. It's just like ice that is melting.
Oh, kids, I love you, man.
Yeah,
I love you, brother, and I'm
Why?
proud of you for doing just
like it's gonna retract something.
Listen to this guy.
I'm just proud of him, man, because he did a little homework, man.
It was not on purpose. It just happened to happened to cross
up on his timeline.
It totally did. The worst part about it is like I only got about 2. It's in sports mode. I had about two minutes of Abby Loeb's his conversation piece about this. But that's all that he was really saying. He was saying that either it's just pieces of debris are sort of breaking off of it, which makes sense, but potentially again ice breaking off and melting, or other pieces of debris, or maybe it's jet engines, or jet trajectory jets, right? So there's some sort of jets coming out of the back of the anomaly,
some sort of propulsion system,
potentially.
Also something that I was just getting a load of right before we did the show. Part of the reason why I was late.
They want to attack something.
What'd you say,
Terrence?
Feels like it's going to attack something.
Who's
like it's going to attack something.
I hope not.
Nah, I don't. I don't know. I don't know what to think, be honest with you. But what I can understand up until the last minute, coming into the show, getting ready to hit the live button and go live, I heard that there was another object, coincidentally or not, that they found in the same vicinity as Three Eye Atlas. So there's another object out there, completely different than Three Eye Atlas.
Well, didn't hear any of that. Like I say, my feed, maybe it was the solar flare, but my feed died midway through after Philip's conversation earlier today. So I didn't hear anything about a secondary potential floating apparition in the sky. We'll see.
Any last thoughts about it? Because I don't want to step on what Kids has planned for the day. And I want to give him all the time he needs, man.
Yeah. Y'all?
That's educational. Something you never stop learning.
These things I think we just ought to pay attention to and not trivialize as much as we do. It's easy to just laugh this off like it ain't nothing to it. But there's more to these things than we probably want to actually give credence to, man. I'm just going to be honest with you. Once we start understanding what really goes on out there in the world and start looking past the earthly, fleshly things that we deal with from day to day, there's a bigger world out here than our poor ass selves and what we see in the day. We all poor as fuck, and we don't know how rich people get information. We don't know what rich people get as far as information. They may know I know they know a whole lot more than we do as far as that goes, but that leads into the conversation that Kez is about to have with you guys, and I think that's worth doing this again, man, because it's very conspiratorial, Kez, so I might as well do it one more time.
Like a sign of
Well, welcome in. Y'all, it's Wednesday night. It's extra sauce. This time around, we are experiencing a conspiracy theory case scenario brought to you live. This week's conspiracy is more or less the life and times of the one Bill Cooper, Milton William Cooper, if you will. I would have to call him sort of the modern father of conspiracy. Most of the conspiracies out there that you may be bumping into or have bumped into, attempted to debunk, or left alone have been broached, approached, theorized, and written down by this guy on the screen right now.
Kids, I got a quick suggestion for you. As you go, just be willing to stop for a minute and gauge comments and questions.
I always am. At the same time, you are fantastic at interrupting me with those. So don't let me just flow on. If there's stuff in the chat that I'm missing, bring it up. If y'all have questions along the way, by all means ask. I was introduced to Mr. Cooper and his writings in around 1997-ish. During that period of time, the book on the left-hand side came out. It came out in 1991. He's considered that's more or less what I'm saying, Mr. Charles. He is considered the grandfather of conspiracy theory. He truly is. His book postulates so many different theories, starting with aliens. And I know we sort of get into the alien side of things a little bit here, a fair amount on the show, just again with 3-Eye Atlas. Part of what, well, I'll give you a little background on Bill Cooper first. So he's a former Naval Intelligence Briefing Team member, and obviously the author of Behold the Pale Horse, as you can see on the left-hand side. Cooper dedicated his life to exposing what he believed to be hidden truths about secret societies, government deception, and the coming New World Order. That's really what he rooted his mission. But to boil it down a bit further, Cooper believed that he was chosen by fate or by God, potentially, to warn the American people about a coordinated global plan for control. He repeatedly stated the only way any of us can be truly free is if we know the truth. His message was a call to awaken, to challenge power, and to defend the Constitution at all costs. That's sort of a great way to boil down his mission and what he did. So a little bit on Cooper's views on aliens. His influence extended deep into politics. There's a lot of political angles with respect to what he believes and what he talked about, and what you will find in his book. You will find multiple different government documents that shed light on more or less blow the whistle on all kinds of crazy things. I'll give you some examples of which down the road. One of the more striking aspects of his work was his unwavering attention to UFOs, extraterrestrials, and government cover-ups. Cooper often spoke about classified documents that he encountered during his naval intelligence career, claiming that they reference intergovernmental agreements with extraterrestrial beings, underground bases, and the recovery of crashed alien aircraft. Some of what he postulated here is in regards to reverse engineering some of that alien tech into some of the stuff that we would see today. Ideas like 5G, cellular communications, the cellular phone could potentially have come from reverse engineering of some of that technology. While Cooper later distanced himself from the UFO claims, believing many of the alien narratives were actually government psychological operations. His early work helped shape 1990s UFO culture, which we all sort of came out of. You're right, Keith.
Just keep going. I started. We'll talk about it later.
Thank you. So many conspiracy researchers believe that Cooper also directly inspired the character Fox Mulder from the TV show, the 1990s TV show, The X-Files. Mulder's blend of government suspicion, alien investigation, relentless pursuit of myths really mirrors Cooper's real life persona. They'll never officially confirm. Chris Carter didn't come out and say, hey, yeah, we kind of stole this guy from this real guy. The parallels are hard to ignore. One of the other parallels is like the tagline of the show is the truth is out there. That's a spin on a famous quote from Bill Cooper, which I'll hit a little bit later on as well. Now, one of the most important facets for why this guy is somebody that I found extremely interesting after reading this book. I followed him for a while. I started listening to his radio show, which was boring as hell. It's called The Hour of the Time, but at the same time, it was very eye-opening. During that period of time, I started watching this. Is more or less. It's funny. The Skrulls cracked a Y2K joke earlier in the chat. It was during sort of Y2K, and nobody knew what was going to happen. I'm working tech support, so I'm listening to this, see if this guy actually has any idea as to what's really going to go down during this period of time. And nothing really went down, and it was all kind of lackluster, and I kind of slowed listening to him. But then I tuned in June 28th, 2001. And during this time, more or less, and this is probably his most famous broadcast, he says, quote unquote, and we'll play some of this for you in the background here shortly.
Well, hang on before you go there, kids. I just have to stop you here, man, and just to embellish on the fact that this is probably one of the most profound books I've ever laid my eyes on to read words of. This is extremely profound. Just remember, this happened. If you ever were to get your hands on this book, just remember it was published in 1991. And the next phase of what Kez is about to be talking about is that's going to be he's going to highlight that. And some of the things that were said in this book is very profound. And how he met his demise, all that kind of stuff, we're going to get to here shortly. But I just had to interrupt. This is a very profound book, man.
Yeah, super profound. And before I continue what I'm saying, like one of the things I have to, Minister Charles's comment is one of the biggest, most eye-opening pieces that one of the things that really caught my eye when I read this book, and it was literal documentation, right? Fine print documentation. Okay, so let me just give you an idea as to how this book is structured. The book is structured with more or less just the story of Bill Cooper, which is a story of a man who worked in first of all in the Navy and then the Army, and came across all kinds of crazy information that he sort of ignored. Eventually started to burgeon into alien territory, and he was like, okay, well, now I'm going to keep some of this information to myself, and maybe I'll do something with it one day. Over time, he starts to compile this information and decides to write a book. When he gets towards publishing this book, he's ran off the road, and two men approach him and more or less cut his leg off.
Cut his who off?
His leg. So he becomes yes. So he becomes an amputee. They cut his leg off to basically say, dude, don't publish this thing. We ain't gonna kill you, but you can't publish this thing.
Unalive.
Sorry.
Why wouldn't they just take him out?
They couldn't unalive him. They didn't want to. They were being, let's just say, forthwith. We're gonna leave you with your life, and you continue. Somebody else will finish the job. All right. This is what we can do. We can find you. We can take care of you. This is what can happen to you. Much worse can happen to you. One of the documents that was in this book entailed the potential engineering of the AIDS virus, the HIV/AIDS virus. And this is something that the Minister Charles just mentioned in the chat. It's one of the most eye-opening things that I saw in this book. There are many others. All right. And this is the reasoning behind that engineering is in there. And Minister Charles alludes to it right there in the chat. There's another sect of people that it was designed to
Take out.
attack, and I'm sure you guys can figure out who that other sect of people are.
No, I'll just say it was African Americans.
Well, that's what Minister
There's
Child
more
is
than
saying.
just that.
That's what he's saying in the chat, but there's also another sect of people that they wanted to eliminate as well. I'll leave that in the air. So again, there's
so that's why most of the job is going to robots.
Well, we're getting to there, and some of that stuff is in this book, right? Some of that conversation is in this book. One of the major other things is moving away from multiple currencies to a single currency. And to understand that is to understand what's happened politically over the course of the last 20 years with Gaddafi, Saddam Hussein, and Iran, right? There's a lot of that was just rooted in the American dollar's control over trade. And if for some reason we go back to the gold standard, that dilutes America's foothold over trade. As we can see right now, with Russia moving back to the gold standard and the ruble not crumbling, with all the sanctions against Russia, their dollar should crumble. Their currency should crumble. It has not, because it's backed by actual physical gold. That's the difference. But back to Bill Cooper in January 28th, 2020 or 2001. You know what, Nomad? Do you have the clip?
You don't?
I do. I can find it. I can run the clip. So I'm going to run a clip here that we can listen to here of what happened on January 28th. We'll get a bit of an understanding of the type of dude this guy actually is. Where did I put you? No. Where did I put you?
This fine content on Extra Sauce as we cover a wide gambit of subjects. So while Kids is finding the link to share with us about Mr. Cooper, make sure that you are subscribed to @Kids Canuck, that channel, @Nomad, the Nomad Network, and Sports Chicago Style, also known as @RRSCS.
We're gonna give you the goods. We're gonna give you the goods. We don't make any judgments, man. It's about giving you the information and letting you decide. That's what this is all about. Kids, if you need me to, I will try to pull up a video, I guess. Are you still there?
Oh, I'm right here. I just wanted to pull it up to make sure that I have sound. I definitely have sound this time around. So let's hear from Mr. Milton William Bill Cooper. Or awesomely, the solar flares have caused this particular thing to spin.
So just I think I read this. This the book when in chapter 7 he talking about the Garden of Eden.
No, I don't think he gets into. He kind of tries to stay away from religion, although he's a religious man. And becoming a religious man had a lot more to do with. It had a lot more to do with getting his leg cut off.
Refresh that page, kid.
I'm refreshing it as we speak, man. I'm refreshing it. We're gonna try it again.
Maybe you got to take down the picture of Cooper.
No, we don't want to do that. We want to keep the picture of Cooper so that we don't.
I'll tell you what. Let me go.
You want to try to run it?
And I'll play it.
Try and run it, because like I say, as you can see in the back, this thing's just spinning.
I'll play it.
But yeah, we'll get you guys a little bit of Bill.
Let me know if you can hear it.
Can you believe what you have been?
Gotcha.
You hear it?
Yeah, let's go.
All right, start it all over.
Can you believe what you have been seeing on CNN today, ladies and gentlemen? Supposedly, a CNN reporter found Osama bin Laden, took a television camera crew with him, went into Osama bin Laden's hideout, interviewed him and his top leadership, his top lieutenants and colonels and generals. And he came out and told everybody, within 3 weeks, Osama bin Laden is going to attack the United States and Israel. Now, don't you think that's kind of strange, folks? You see, because the largest intelligence apparatus in the world, with the biggest budget in the history of the world, has been looking for Osama bin Laden for years and years and years, and can't find him. Some doofus, jerk-off reporter with a camera crew waltzes right into his hideout and interviews him. And if you believe it, you are one of the stupidest jerks that ever lived on the face of this earth. And whatever is going to happen that they're going to blame on Osama bin Laden, don't you even believe it. Another social engineering project to change the minds and the attitudes and the beliefs of the people of the world, and especially the United States, to bring about one world socialist totalitarian government. I wonder what Osama bin Laden's targets are supposed to be. And if they don't, if this doesn't materialize in the next 2 or 3 weeks, it will eventually materialize, because they haven't succeeded in taking our freedoms away. In fact, there's been a great awakening in this country that is gaining momentum. And so I can tell you with a certainty, they must do something terrible in order to stop this backlash and regain the sympathy of the mass herds of sheeple.
Let me stop right there. That's the end of it. But this is important to point out. This was spoken to in June 28th, 2011. The attacks on September 11th, 2000, and you know the rest of it. So this is months ahead of time.
So there I am, a 20-odd-year-old kid, having listened to this broadcast, going, who's this Osama bin Laden guy? I never heard about him before. I thought we were worried about Saddam Hussein. What is all this talk about this other guy? And a couple of months later, I'm at home and, you're watching CNN and ba-boom, ba-boom. When this all goes down, all I'm waiting for is for somebody to say the name Osama bin Laden. That's basically all I'm waiting for. And I
don't say that too many times, man.
Fair enough. Well, okay. I'm just saying this. Oh, Stub Rock's in the building. What it do, Stub Rock? Like, Stub Rock knows, man. This was basically what my rhymes were about all these for a decade. Yeah. So when he hits this thing, when those towers get hit, I'm looking for somebody to say who's the guy, because if Bill knew who the patsy was X amount of months before, this was a setup. This was contrived. So that's my little take on that. And there we have a nice little visage of where this whole thing went to and how we got to where we are. I'm going to give you guys a little bit of a different visage of all this, and then we'll get into what happened to Bill Cooper.
Well, yeah. Let's go there.
Okay. Well, if we're going to go there, then maybe I will do this. Bear with.
You probably should have checked with me with that.
Okay, well then maybe I won't do it then. Long story short, we'll do it this way.
Just talk about it, man. You know about it, just say it.
If they ever come for me, it won't be because I committed a crime. It will be because I told the truth. And this is a quote directly from Bill. Bill moved from wherever he was living to Arizona. His house is on this house that you're seeing here is on the top of a hill. There's nothing else around this house. You have to come all the way up a hillside to get to the house. He's got cameras as far as the eye can see, and he's paranoid as all hell. just to be as plain as day, especially after more or less outing what just happened. So he's up there, and a contingent of armed officers come to get him and pull him out of his house. And at some point, he runs off, and then a gunfight ensues. And at the end of the day, unfortunately, and ironically, on Guy Fawkes Day, the Mr. Cooper passed away.
By the way, kid, beautiful goddamn place. Holy shit.
Hey, when you have the #1 underground book in America, you can get yourself a crib, right? You can also get yourself a camera system. You know what I mean? You get a CCTV system and some GATs, and he more or less had all of those things. But yeah, it was a supposed arrest, and yeah, he was unalived by sheriffs in a shooting. That's more or less what wound up happened to Bill Cooper on November 5th, 2001. Again, ironically, November 5th is Guy Fawkes Day. For those of you who've watched the movie V for Vendetta, or pay attention to what's in my background, there's a V for Vendetta poster in the bottom right. That's an interesting movie that has very similar connotations. And I'll end most of this with this little quotation. It's a little something that I put together that pays homage to V for Vendetta and Bill passing away on November 5th, 2001. And he hit it. There he is, Stub Rock. I'm gonna put that up. Remember, the 5th of November, the Twin Tower treason and plot. I know of no reason the Twin Tower treason should ever be forgotten. And that's how we'll end it off here today with respect to conspiracy theories.
Well, let me say this before you finish this. I have to embellish a little bit because it's absolutely one of the most profound manuscripts I've ever laid my eyes on. And I'm forever changed because of the words I saw in this book. That man's legacy, whatever his beliefs are, whatever, I'm sure he was an imperfect man, and people can pick apart all of that kind of stuff if you are that type. But the words that he said in that book are, to this day, I don't know that very many people, from what I can remember of it, can argue with it. So, kids, I would just say this, man. Very good job of narrating this. I think that's the tip of the iceberg. Of the book. And I'm just going to request that you do this again to another. Let's get into another couple of parts of this thing. So this is just part 1. Wouldn't you agree?
This is Conspiracy Theories Part 1. There will be other iterations of this, as well as deeper angles to it. I alluded you guys to a couple of other books and postulations that you should probably have. There's films as well, one of which is V for Vendetta. The stuff that he puts in this book, but is mind blowing, and it will change your view of things. The Illuminati.
Got a movie out on that?
Say again?
Ain't there's a movie out on that?
No, he has no film.
I wish there was.
I kind of wish there was. I'm sure they're doing a great job to suppress any idea of there being a film about this guy and what he has actually done. But yeah, like this is the first place where I heard that the JFK situation might not have been Lee Harvey Oswald. This is the place where I heard again about the AIDS situation, as well as many different commissions, sects, and groups that may be in control or vying for control of all of us, and how we go to market on a regular. Who is they? I don't know.
$1 million question, Crimson. Stick around.
Let me chime in here, because I don't doubt any of this, but also, well, not care is not the right word, but I'm aware that things go on, above my pay grade, so to speak.
Mhm.
And it's like, guess what? I ain't got nothing to do with that. But guess what? Also, I do believe that people in charge lie to the people that they are in charge of for their own personal reasons, for a commitment to a cause like a secret society type thing. And then there's, your governmental thing. And when you say government, you just can't label it all government, because they're parts of the government or parts of people within the government that are pushing that agenda or whatever the agenda may be. Osama bin Laden, Saddam, all of those people are in not cahoots, but in the same circles as those in power all around the world, because power hangs with power. We ain't got no power, so they really don't give a shit about none of us. So we are the ones that just have to sit back and suck on it.
Well,
Are there
no,
things
that's where
that
I
are
got
happening
confused.
beyond what we know? Hell yeah. Is it possible, more than likely, that there is life beyond the stars? Hell yeah. Is it something that I'm concerned or really think about? No.
So there's a portion of this. A lot of what you said is true. The problem is that, again, we are powerless as an individual. Triple R, you're powerless. Like, just kind of the way that it looks. But as a collective, you're not. As a group, with power, with numbers comes power. That's what Bill was trying to sort of do. And it was, let's let people understand that they're being controlled, so that they have that knowledge, and with that knowledge they can band together for some level of greater good. In today's world, you're right. I got to wake up tomorrow morning. I got to go back to work and do the darn thing, make sure my lights, my light bill's paid and there's gas in my car. But
Right.
again, with this knowledge, and when the knowledge is shared with others, they can sort of take a stock and look at it as well, and gain an understanding of what's happening above their pay grade. Recognize that things are being manipulated to somebody's favor. Again, the they that Crimson is talking about in the chat, that they, I'm not sure exactly what their title is. Bill does a great job in this book to point at 4 or 5 different potential days and amalgamate them together. There's other people who believe there's other days. What I can tell you is there's much deeper and more meaningful conspiracy behind all of that, as in, like, controlled, connected, organized maneuvers. And we're not privy to any of them. My thoughts at the end of the day is that they are trying to get rid of us, to hoard resources. And I think that's a major understanding. The question then is, who's hoarding the resources and why?
Well, before you give up the goose here, kids, let me slow you down and remind people that we will continue this conversation because it's worth continuing. And in the realm of this conversation, there's going to be a lot of what we call non-biblical revelation here. The eye-opening aspect of what this book brought to the people that have seen it is absolutely profound. And I've said this 3 or 4 times at this point, and I cannot express that more. This is a must-read book if you want to understand the goings on. So in this book, there's so many different layers to it. There's so many different aspects to what we deal with and why we see the things that we see. And to understand it all, the how he summed it all up and brought it together. I don't know that I've ever seen a human being. This is a former military member. This guy was in the military, so he was able to see some things that most people don't get to see. He was a certain class in the military. This is very reminiscent of a story we just got through talking about last week. Very reminiscent of it. And so what I want to encourage you all to do that is enjoying this content, that's hung with us for this long, to remember, be a subscriber to the channel, be a member to the channel, We are streaming on 3 platforms right now: Kids of Canuck, Sports Chicago Style, and on the Nomad Network. Contribute to them all, because if you like this, we ain't even scratched the surface yet. We're gonna get there. We're gonna go there. And I just want to say one more time, thank you, kids, for being a great narrator of this story, man. Because the beginning of this is very important. How you laid it out, the storyline to that point, is a great way to start this conversation. So I thank you for that.
You're welcome. I didn't want to give up the plot. There is this thing gets so deep. We'd be deep in the weeds of this book all night long. This show would last a hell of a lot longer than any one of us have. But by all means, check out his book. As we move forward with conspiracy theories, there will be a couple more books that I'll point you at. And again, a couple more films and maybe a series or two that you can watch that pull some of the themes and ideas that Bill Cooper put together out and put them on the table for you.
Well, there's a comment here that Bishop said, can't walk along this country or planet with blinders on. If you're paying attention to what's going on within the power struggle to manipulate who shall be in charge, wake up. Truth in his theory. Oh yeah, I totally agree. But I learned at a very young age of how full of shit people were, because let's just say a relative of mine would have a company, and the company were you know what an alderman is, kids? It's like a councilman for the city, like below a mayor, but elected for a certain neighborhood, let's say. And I was a shorty, so nobody was really paying attention to me because I was a kid. So when the alderman and a couple business people were there and they would be over, let's say, tooting, whatever that might be, I saw them, but they didn't care, but I would listen to them talk. And then, not listening, but I would hear them talk. And then I saw the dude on the news. And I was like, hey, I remember that dude. And then I would listen to what he was saying. And I was like, hey, wait a minute. He's full of crap. Because when he was here, they were joking about this. And now he's on TV talking about that. I think elected officials are full of shit. And nothing has changed my mind from that till this day. So secret societies, they exist. Aliens, sure. Conspiracies within governments on whatever country, sure. So it's just keep your eyes open, keep your head on the swivel, be aware. But like kids are saying, you still get responsibilities you have. Not only to pay your bills and all that stuff, but just to live. And while there may be strife and struggle all around the globe, you got to find some kind of way to alleviate that pressure and smile and have a good time and enjoy some part of life, not drowning out or blinding out the negative stuff. But you got to find that balance to where it's like, yeah, there's a lot of negative stuff going on, but in order not to stress myself out, I got to chill. So you got to find that balance with the knowledge and information.
I'm going to say this before we get ready to start wrapping this thing up. There's several aspects to this book that if you are a person, like I remember being the person that was just going through life and I didn't really see the things that I should have seen around me all the time. You see those things and you start to, I don't know what the natural human being might do, but it definitely raised my eyebrow, and I'm just a little bit more aware. But for some people, their reaction to all of that information at once is definitely earth shattering. For some people that aren't well grounded, and you really have to go about this life and be unafraid. That's the best thing I can tell you is just be unafraid, be ashamed, be unabashed, be unapologetic about who you are, what you know, what you believe. And whatever those beliefs are, you just let it be what it is. This man right here that you see on the screen, he got to a point in his life where there was nothing else to do but to tell this truth. And Keds is kind of warp speeded you to the point where that truth had to be told. And the results of it was catastrophic for him. at that given point in time in history. I'm just saying to you all as a reminder, we're just here to deliver you the information. How you deal with it, how you receive that information is totally up to you. But just don't be afraid. And that's the key thing.
Don't
Keep
be afraid.
people constantly are afraid of every fucking thing. Don't be fucking afraid.
I'm glad you're saying it that way, because there is a lot to be afraid of, man. There's a lot of this is somewhat earth shattering. Some of the things that you take completely for granted or assume or think are normal and commonplace may not be, and you would be surprised as to why. And yeah, you know, you'd be surprised.
Mhm.
So by all means, check out this book. I'm not sure where I'll go next, but I have a couple of ideas. Maybe we might do the basic slide presentation, because that's the one that threw me for a loop. Hey, Stub Rock, where you at? Is Stub Rock, you still out there? Remember that one? Yo, me and Stubbs watched. That was before.
Don't you always telling me don't go giving them shit you're gonna do. Just take it easy. Let's
I'm
just
saying,
see what we're gonna do next.
we watched this one before we ever got this book, and that slide presentation is crazy. Yeah, there he is, Jordan Maxwell. There he is.
There's so many other names we need to get into. So many other ones. This is just beginning. I told y'all this is very interesting to a lot of people. This is just we haven't even scratched the surface, man.
Run a search, y'all, for Jordan Maxwell. He's out off the chain. Just run a search, Jordan Maxwell. He'll scare the pants off.
We need to see likes and subscribes, man. Hit the goddamn like button.
Yeah, man. Give us some love on all three of these channels, whether it's Keza Canuck on YouTube, whether it is Sports Chicago Style. My guy would definitely appreciate a little bit of love. Same with the Nomad Network right here. Let's also give some big love to the homie Terrence Williams for coming through and spending some time with us, man. Thanks for coming through, Terrence.
Right on, Terrence.
Yes.
We appreciate it.
You know that sign on the you ever seen that movie Final Destination?
Mm-hmm.
I haven't.
It looked like that. It looked like that sign up there.
Interesting. I'll have to check that out again. It's been a while since I've seen that film. It was a good movie, though. Definitely a good movie.
Mr. Charles,
hey, brother, you know he's in the list.
You know he's so much more to come, Mr. Charles. I'm telling y'all, the people that really like this content, subscribe to the damn channel.
You know he's in the list, and it's not just the one that I think you're thinking of, Charles.
I just appreciate
it's going to be two from this guy. There's two from this guy that need to be addressed.
He just gave me another name. I see you,
Scroll.
Scrolls have been pivotal here. I'm finna write it down right now. I see it, Scroll.
Look up Credo Mutwa. Interesting. All right. But yeah, Charles, we're definitely gonna talk about this guy, and there's gonna be two specific books that are of the utmost importance. One, they used to have in the Canadian education system. Then they pulled it out because the kids might be smart. Make sure to get that out of the system. Oh, there's the one I'm talking about, Crimson. There's the one I'm talking about.
They say, Trips, kids, I do hold the rank of Inspector General, Supreme High Priest, General Elissimo, and Sublime Prince. I don't know what those are, but cool. If you ever really want to talk, he does more than spew out garbage. Oh, I think that's his Graham Poobah stuff.
It's not just Graham Poobah, it's also 5% Nation. He's the good minister's a good minister, man.
Hey, let's do this, man, because the show was so good. Again, I appreciate you guys for rocking with us, especially the Bears fans, and all of us mostly are Bears fans. There are people that come in that are here for the other content, man. And I just appreciate the people for rocking with us through it all, man. We have been here almost 3.5 hours now, and we've covered a lot of content, a whole lot of content. And I'm encouraged by the reaction we're getting. People aren't running the way they're running to it. And
Oh,
so,
Patrick, we can't talk about stuff like that. This whole show will
nah,
explosion in the back.
nah.
That's what
Once
happened.
once it hits its conclusion, Patrick, then maybe we'll give the results of it. But right now, we don't do politics or religion.
Too raw, man. Too raw.
No politics, no religion on this channel, man. Too many people get offended by it, so there's no need to piss people off. And there's other things to talk about other than that.
Yeah, definite ways to talk around it. So we'll keep it
You
moving. You
that book.
got Maurice Cotterell Palenque.
Oh, I gotta write that down too.
I'm
Put a star on that.
I'm gonna put a star on that one. We'll check that out later on. I'm not familiar with him at all.
Yeah, Animal Farm. I
Took his
read that
videos
in
down.
7th grade.
Interesting.
Good book.
Six. Did you read it, Trip?
Animal Farm, yeah, we had to.
Great.
You know,
So
back then in education, we had reading lists that we had to read.
yeah.
And
Yeah.
Animal Farm was one of them.
The same here, man. Same here. It is a beautiful book that I think everybody should read. I'm very glad that the American system had put it in there too. It was in the Canadian system as well. They forced me to read it in school, and it's a brilliant work of intelligence that I think we'll take a bit of a deeper dive into. Great. Awesome. I'm glad to hear that. Like, I won't be, you know what I mean? I won't be talking to folks who haven't read it. If they made you read it, then hopefully you got out of it what I got out of it. It's
How many chapters?
I didn't get more out of reading Lord of the Flies.
really? Oh no.
I'll tell you what, you
Not
guys.
more, but different.
I'll tell you what, you guys, and I'm talking about you guys, and I'm talking about everybody in the chat. Everybody is in the chat, literally writing comments, and everybody is watching the show, not writing comments and just listening or watching or both. Let us know what part of this content that you enjoyed the most, and what do you want to see us really, turn up the margins on. What part of the show, whether it's doomsday prepping, whether it's 3-Eye Atlas, aliens, whether it's the conspiracy stuff, whatever it is, let us know in the comment section what it is you want to see more of, and let's see if we can't answer that bell for you all. But we have reached the end of this show, and I want to first thank Terrence Williams for jumping up in here with us and rolling with us for an entire 3.5 hours, man. You was true to your word, man. You told me that, hey, man, I'm rocking with y'all. I love what y'all do, and I'm a roll. So thank you for that, man. Terrence, man, you've been a soldier all night long and very patient, man. I love that.
Yeah, man. Hey, man, Hey, it tells how many chapters that book got.
Oh boy. I can probably tell you because I actually have it here. So here's the thing, y'all. If you guys go and buy it, you will be flagged. I'm gonna say just the realest shit. The second
what flagging means, man. Some people don't know what the hell that means.
Okay, they will monitor your purchases. Okay, they will monitor your purchases and your doings.
It's just a computer that does that. There's no individual person. It's just computers and algorithm that does that.
We've got AI. AI can do it all by itself without the requirement of a physical human being to do it. If they then want to dispatch a human being, they can. You know what I'm saying?
You got to go to a secondhand bookstore and pay with cash.
That would be my suggestion, or borrow it from a friend, which is the best way to do it. The other factor is I've seen it purchased since we got it in 97. The fact is, the entire back end of the book is gone. The way the book is structured, and I kind of skimmed over it. The book is structured with a preface, his quick little story. He gives sort of a postulation, which is just to be skeptical of everything. Ain't nothing the way that it seems. And then the remaining, 400 pages is literally documents that he photocopied and stole. Literal government documents that he just that are just in there. It's hard to read. It's tiny print, but it's all in there. The fact is, if you went and bought it at the store today, those documents, that 400 pages is missing. It's gone. They pulled it all out.
So that's why they flag you there, because they don't want you to get there they don't want everybody to be educated.
They don't want anybody to have access to that type of knowledge. right? They'll leave it at the story of Bill Cooper, how he got his leg cut off, some of the things that he found and questioned, and that's it. They don't give you the actual, hey, look, AIDS.
Hey,
You know what I mean?
question, Kez, before we bounce. What year was it that they amputated the leg? About.
Jeez.
And how long was it that he
I
was
believe that was in the 80s, I believe.
So, but I mean, I'm still stuck on the point that you have secret societies that know that this dude knows stuff and give him a warning. Now, granted, the warning was a missing leg, but they left him to keep talking. And for the years in between, he didn't shut up. So it was kind of like, why did they do that? To have more information out there, it just seems like half-ass.
Well,
it's kind of where we are, though.
Rabbit hole here. Just be careful here.
Fair. It's just kind of where we are, right? They're not going to go out of their way to fully silence a single human being without a megaphone who's going around running his mouth. Because what is that single human being to everybody else? And the answer is he's nuts. He's a liar. That guy's full of it. He's just one guy. Oh, snap. He's got a book with full-on documentation that he's sending out to the world for the world to read prior to the internet. Oh, snap. We should probably suppress this guy. We'll give him a chance. But we will enact some heat here and see what happens. Oh, okay, well, it came out, but guess what? He's a liar. He's full of it. No one believes it.
I would just say this, man, and we gotta, because this is gonna carry us
a conspiracy.
Another hour or so. If we don't stop now, we're gonna be here for a little bit. Just telling you now.
So I bet you. So Minister Charles is saying he can show you where to get a copy. We'll save that type of stuff for next week. Same token, I have one. I was actually gonna load some of it up on the show here today, but the reality is we probably get shut down. That being said, brothers, beautiful
now
show, man.
You guys understand why I look so forward to Wednesdays, man. Now you understand, man, because hint, kids, the Phil Snyder thing was to goad you into this.
Oh, really? Well, there you go.
Yeah, I had the, and Trips.
You could have just asked me.
And Trips, I wanted to do more doomsday prepper stuff for you because I know your mind really likes that space. And just like my mind likes a certain space, and I really get into stuff, I want to see y'all get into stuff too as we branch out into other content creation, man. I just love the fact that y'all are engaged right now, man. And again, Terrence, thank you. Thank you for being here, bro. Thank you for being here. But let's give some shout outs, man, before we start talking about another subject that's going to cost us another hour.
So big shout outs to Keith in the chat, Lord Crimson, my guy, Minister Charles Johnson, Mr. Mayhem's out there as well. Creature Culture was all over most of this conversation. Same with Patrick Higgins. Stub Rock, my dude, man, my MC dude, man, good friend of mine, living it up in T-Dot. Shout out to Stub Rock, man. Mad love to you, sir. Who else is out there? I know AC Adam was with us for the better part of the night. There was one account that I kind of wanted to give a shout out to. This guy came in. Space Time, shout out to Space Time, shout out to Quatu. This guy kind of came in. He was like, damn, I came here for Bears talk, but this is awesome. Shout out to Cornholio Beavis. Mad love to you, sir. Who else is out there? I did say AC Adam for sure. Where's that account? It was like Hell Horse Media. Shout out to Hell Horse Media. Shout out to Liberty's Outlook. Who else is out there, man? Whole bunch of folks here tonight, just sort of enjoying a little bit of a different show. Cornell Bryant was with us tonight. Smitty Q. Who else is out there, man? All kinds of folks, man. Shoot. White G. Big ups to you. Alan Pena was with us tonight. Louis Cardio was with us. couple more folks we're definitely here too that I'm missing out on. Bears Capo, thanks for being thanks for signing up, man, giving us a like, share, subscribe, and a real subscription here to become a Super No Maniac. Big ups to Melon Smasher. He came in, dropped a couple of bombs in the chat. Hawkeye was with us too. I think that's about it. Yeah. There's actually a whole bunch more, but I ain't gonna go through everybody's name. Big ups to all you guys. Thanks for joining us. Thanks for enjoying Conspiracy Theories episode 1. Bears versus Minnesota. We're gonna be doing it again this weekend live with the show. Calling the game will be my guy, my brother from another mother, Triple R, with me right beside him, and Nomad.
I wish didn't eat all that goddamn meat pie like that. He'd probably be more talkative, but
That's okay.
I'm cool with you tonight, Trip. You was good.
No,
Okay.
I talk when it's my turn. You know, we got company in here. You know what I'm saying? So got to be nice.
Hey, don't be shy. I'm on here. I'm fitting in.
right on TDW.
Don't be ashamed. Hey, it is what it is.
I was just being modest. You know, that's something I'm not really used to, but I try.
Those initials are actually funny for a whole other reason. Triple R.
Yo.
Take us home, brother.
Oh, yeah. Shout out to everybody on the panel. Shout out to everybody in the chat. Thanks for tuning in and the conversation as always. Oh, and a FYI, the Giants Bears game wrap up is debuting premiering in 45 minutes at Sports Chicago Style. So if you're still up, which you are or will be, please make sure to tune in and show Coach Tripping, Chef Trips, and some love, as well as their individual channels. We do appreciate the support. So that is at RRSCS, that's Sports Chicago Style. Then it's at okay, I got cut off there. But there, okay, I don't know where it cut off, so I'll start over. So there's Sports Chicago Style at RRSCS. There's Shay Trips, which is at Chef Trips, and then at Trip Kundo, TRIPPKUNE Do for the exercise self-defense joints. Once again, thanks for all the support. Make sure that you are subscribed and all that good stuff, and see you soon.
So before we shut it down, just quick 2 cents. Had a little bit of trouble on YouTube yesterday with the Superflex Fantasy Football Show. Every Tuesday, 6 p.m. Central, 7 Eastern. It's been uploaded. Fresh episode, week 11. Get your information for your fantasy football team as needed. That being said, TDW, how's it going, man? Let's any parting words before we get out of here?
Man, it's a blessing that y'all had me on here. I'm looking forward to be on y'all here again if y'all have me. Hey, man, this was educational, man. I learned something I didn't even know. It made me want to go get this book now.
There you have it.
I seen a whole lot, listened to a whole lot of stuff. Man, yeah, he was talking about in that book. I seen it said in chapter 7 that he was talking about the coming of Messiah in the book of the Garden of Eden. Yeah, he was talking about the coming of the Messiah. He was talking about that in chapter 7, I believe.
Well,
it gets very religious at a certain point.
It's an interesting book, man. He goes all over the map, but at the end of the day, he definitely believes in Jesus Christ. So there's that.
Hey, Terrence, I know everybody appreciates you, and No Maniacs, let him know, man. He came on here for the first time. This is his first time. I think this is your first time doing a podcast. Am I right?
Yeah.
And he came on here, and this ain't easy for everybody for the first time. You know what I'm saying? And just know, Terrence, it gets better. You know what I mean? You get more into a groove, and you're fine tonight. But I'm just telling you, everybody's first time is always a certain kind of experience. And I'm glad
we were gentle.
Yeah, I'm glad you got it with us, man. I'm glad you got it with us, man, because it's real here. It's very real here. And we just gonna love on you anyway. You know what I'm saying? That's because that's what we're supposed to be doing. We're supposed to love on each other. And I love all y'all in the chat. I love all y'all watching the show, and I love all y'all that support the content over here on the Nomad Network, over on Kids of Canuck, and Sports Chicago Style. Just make sure you show everybody some love. And if you want to see this continue, because we can abruptly just stop fucking doing this shit if it's not working for you. If you don't like it, let us know. Let us know what you like and what you don't like.
Don't do that. Don't do that because you got all these block boys is hooked on clicks. And remember they was bashing Caleb, but now everybody want to get on the bandwagon. Call it what it is. Keep on being what you been, because the guy had to learn 2 offenses. He had to learn 2 offenses, and he doing a doggone good job. Too many quarterbacks can't do it.
That's true. And one thing about us over here, you'll love us or you're going to hate us, because we're going to just call it balls and strikes right on down the middle. And it's going to be what it's going to be when we get done talking. And, you let the chips fall where they may. Either you're out here looking for clicks to try to basically fluff yourself, buying content, buying likes and views and subscriptions. You want to be that type of person, or you want to be straight calling balls and strikes. And I'm good, and I know most people over here are good with just calling it the way it is, and whatever you're supposed to have, you're gonna get in the first place. So you just don't worry about that kind of thing. You just call it how it is, and let the chips fall where they may.
Mm-hmm.
All right. I thought you might have had something to say, but you know what, man? I love this show tonight. It was a really, really good time, and I almost feel like we rushed it because I wanted to make sure the kids had enough time, and I didn't want to step on that. I just wanted to make sure that he had enough time to get through what he needed to get through, and I think he did a pretty damn good job when you guys agree with that content. And we'll have another version of that hopefully next week. But there is so much more to talk about, so much more to discuss, so many different levels of life, so many different levels of understanding that we're gonna approach right here on this channel. So I just love you all, appreciate you all, and want to leave you all with these famous words. If you can think it and you can see it, there's no reason in the world why you cannot absolutely manifest it. Do not, and I repeat, do not be a prisoner of your own mind. But with that being said, we are out. And also, love, peace, and hair grease, y'all.